Everybody cut fart loose. Fart loose. Let out your asshole juice.
You can't even wait till we were in the show,
bro. Like I scrolled down to the intro and I saw it. I couldn't. Y'all not see me down there? I was crying, dude. I was like,
I thought Nick played that. I did not think.
No, it wasn't me. I was posting on Vero.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to World's Finest. We apologize beforehand for last week. I'm going to postpone the
My
show.
fault.
No. Relax. It's all our fault. We're all doing exactly what that dude just said on it.
Yeah,
you're farting loose.
Yeah.
Do you know that's Coconut Head from Ned's Declassified?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But anyway, y'all, welcome back to World's Finest. Yo, we got a couple things to talk about. Obviously, Blue Beetle just came out. We're going to talk about it. Get some mild spoilers. Won't go too deep into it, but we will tell you our thoughts. And yeah, we love this movie. We all universally, we love this movie. It's good. Talk about that. Some Rebel Moon stuff came out this week, and then some Rebel Moon stuff came out and got took back this week. We'll talk about that shit for a second. And whatever else we feel like chatting about on this Saturday evening. So how y'all doing, man?
Doing all right. It was a long couple of weeks. We had our state fair out in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I had to like go there for work, and it was just draining. Like I was so tired last night, but like I'm good now. But I found out apparently Alexandra Daddario was there yesterday.
What?
I was like, wait,
Damn,
what?
bro.
Like that's like in we have like bands or like musical acts come out here and stuff, but like she was just there, and I was like, okay, hey. But yeah, no, it was good. I think I got my fill of
How many hot dogs did you eat?
I had like all week. I had like a mix of like hot dogs, corn dogs, and pretzel dogs, and I was like, I think I've got my fill of fair foods for the year.
Sounds delicious, though.
Yeah, you guys got to come out for it sometime, though. It's a good time.
Is it?
Maybe if you invited us.
I just did so.
Yeah, after the fact.
Well,
after you ate all the hot dogs in fucking Iowa.
Well, yeah, they got to restock for next year. They'll be back.
Oh, nice. And Meg, how's your week? Great. Good.
Except cried a lot during Blue Beetle, so I've got a little bit of a crying headache, but you know.
We'll be good. Hey, the movie's incredible. As for me, yeah, pretty good, except for I had a discussion with these two before we started about certain program updated pissed me off. But
my office setup. So.
Yeah, the office setup is fire. Hold on. Let me full screen it. There you are. Nice. I like the Halloween back there. It's fire.
I like the picture you posted because it looked like Wonder Woman and was like glaring at you.
She is.
Oh, what you gonna?
Oh, look at the Batman.
I just have my camera like this.
Nice setup, looking nice back there.
It's a cool Batman bucket there on the shelf.
Can't really see it, but
yeah, you can. So shut up.
Oh shit. So look, let's go ahead and start with that, man. To be honest, let's start with Blue Beetle. So, Blue Beetle came out obviously I saw it early on Thursday, 2:00. And I think Joe, you saw it yesterday, and Meg, you saw it today.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dig deep, man. Like, first of all, I thought it was great. I was like, I sat there and watched this movie and was like blown the fuck away by like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? But just like, first of all, visual effects. Visual effects were so clean that I looked at the past like 5 movies that I've watched that are visual effects heavy and thought, how the fuck the budgets here are very, very different when it
Yeah.
comes to these
Yeah.
movies, right? And Blue Beetle is on the smaller scale of that budget thing.
Yeah.
And that shit looked clean. Like, I literally didn't see anything there that I was just like, there was a couple things that were kind of wonky, but that you're gonna have that. But at the same
Mhm.
time, when just seeing him in action, and I know they use a lot of practical stuff, which the suit, we'll talk about that in a second, was fire.
Yeah.
But Meg, initial thoughts on Blue Beetle?
Well, didn't really know what to expect from this movie. I mean, we all talked about it, like how we were like, we were looking forward to it, but we also were like pretty skeptical because of the last
Mm-hmm.
the other two that came out this year. To me, at least, they were stinkers.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
so I was going into this with really no expectations other than his suit looked really cool. So I was like,
Mhm.
oh, it's gonna be dope. And basically from the start of this movie to the end, I was loving it. I don't really the only things that I guess would be like issues that I had were like sometimes they feel like the character that's supposed to be really comedic, maybe he was a little bit too comedic sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And the VFX were a little wonky in some spots, but not enough to be like distracting. Not like the
Mhm.
Flash distracting, you know.
Yeah.
Um uh but the performances I think were really great. The script is pretty basic, it's pretty basic story,
Mhm.
but I feel like the performances really like carried this movie.
Yeah.
And you really like care about like
Yeah.
this family,
Mhm.
like you get introduced to the Reyes family and you just instantly fall in love with like all of them. And I feel like they're a very relatable family too, especially if you've ever struggled like financially and stuff within your
Mm-hmm.
family. It's like it hits and it's really great.
Mhm.
I don't really think I could see anyone else playing Blue Beetle, to be honest. So
No.
it's cool that he's gonna be Blue Beetle, in the DCU. So we don't have to worry about, it's like a one and done like Supergirl,
Yeah.
uh I loved it though. I thought it was awesome. And like there's definitely homages to Man of Steel, and I don't know if we'll discuss it because those are pretty I feel like you should probably see those,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
first,
You
but
should.
they're
You should.
definitely there. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's super like tasteful and stuff, and it's not
Mhm.
like ripping off anything.
Yeah.
He makes
It
it its own. So
definitely makes it its own.
You could tell that Soto, when he said, and wherever you've seen him say that he respects and loves Zack Snyder, you could tell that he does.
Mhm.
That's some genuine shit that he said, because when you see the movie, you'll understand. So,
Mhm.
Joey, man, initial thoughts, man.
Yeah, I really had a good time with it too. Never really dragged for me. I was, like not wishing it to be over anytime soon. It was
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really good. It was like Meg said, the family dynamic was just really well done. Everybody kind of, played their parts really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you guys before the show started, but like Uncle Rudy is I have an Uncle Rudy in my family,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's just about the same kind of personality. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was just hilarious, and of course it was played by George Lopez.
Yeah.
The I had a couple times where the VFX were like, and I think I've said this before, but like the skyline
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
of the what's the city called where everything.
It's not because I know they changed his
Yeah,
origin.
they
I'm
did.
pretty
They
sure
did.
he originated from El Paso, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
something Palmeros or something.
yeah, but yeah, wherever like the big buildings and everything are, I was
Yeah.
like, this looks a little like Spy Kids kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but like it again, it wasn't anything like too distracting, and um, like it only really looked weird like during the day, like at night when they're sitting on the roof and like kind of
Yeah.
towards the beginning. I was like, that actually looks pretty beautiful because like
Mhm.
all the neon lights and everything like
Mhm.
looks better. Yeah, no, I love this movie, and I don't even think it needs like to be given a break as far as like, oh, this was supposed to be on streaming and then it got a theatrical release. So
No.
for it's still just it holds up on its own really well. And yeah, I'm seeing it again tomorrow. I'm really, looking forward to it.
Nice. Like Palmyra City. Thank you, Gillis.
Mm.
Palmyra City, yes.
But
And
they did do a little like shout out. It was because it was on, I think the street was like El Paso Street or something.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I do.
Like towards the beginning, like they pan down and you see the
because
street
it does. It I did see, and I remember when I saw that thinking, wait a minute, but I had forgot. So Giz also said, I don't know how familiar you all are with Hispanic culture, but I've read it was unique in that it didn't shy away from what y'all think about. That kind of made the entire story for me as far as the Hispanic culture, like literally, like.
You couldn't have had this movie without it.
Yeah,
like, it plays like it's like its own character almost.
Yeah. But I haven't seen anyone, and of course, there's a couple more dudes that I work with who are going to see it this weekend that I'll talk to on Monday. Who I haven't seen anybody who's Hispanic who says, "Oh man, they got that shit wrong, bro." Like they didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like but everybody I know who has actually lived in that culture and has experienced it, they say, yeah, this movie is pretty spot on with it. So,
and it takes the good and the bad of it because, there's the scene when he wakes up after the initial suit up or whatever, and George or Uncle Rudy is like, we can't go to anybody about this because it's going to turn into a government thing. They're going to come here. They're going to ask for papers. That means you, Nana. That means you. Was it Alberto? Like, is that his dad? So I was like, that's really, like they thought this through, and how it would affect again, like Hispanic culture and, just like working class families,
Yeah. And I know I read someone's review saying that like they couldn't relate to the movie because they were like not necessarily that it wasn't made for them, but like it wasn't. I'm pretty sure in the review it says something about like it's anti-gringo or something like that. And I don't think I mean, as like I'm 100% white, right? But like it doesn't matter. Like you can relate to the characters and their struggles, and even if you have like a basic understanding of like Hispanic culture, nothing goes over your head in the movie.
Well, and you can relate to. I mean, do you watch Iron Man and be like, I relate to this? I'm a billionaire. No, like what the fuck are you talking about?
But it doesn't hold you back from like seeing this family as like your own family.
Yes, you relate to it on a human level. Not It doesn't matter your background. You can just be like, oh shit, like I've dealt with loss or I've dealt with purpose or whatever. Like
especially at the end of the movie, I think it really shows the community of the Hispanic culture in such a beautiful way. That there's like this sense of like togetherness throughout anything you can go through in life. And it was beautiful because it was like the street that they lived on basically is seen as like like the lower class compared to the big city that's being taken over by Cord. And it's like I'm pretty sure Jenny has a line in the movie saying like your family makes your house a home. And like when all of those people join at the end to like have that celebration, it was like it felt like you were watching people like in a beautiful culture come together and be like, we're here for you, this is our home. So I don't think you need to be Hispanic to appreciate that at all. Or even to relate to it. It's so silly.
Nafi.
Anthony.
Anthony
said, I just spaced out for the last 15 minutes and 30 seconds.
No, I'm listening.
Repeat everything she just said verbatim.
I can't.
with mannerisms.
Nah, I feel you though. I feel you. I think also when it came to the movie in general, as far as like from the first time you see Jaime to the last time you see him, like it literally took him on a journey that was just like not just this hero's journey. Everyone will talk about that, but just like you see character growth, just not from the character itself, but from him as an actor, Zolo. Like as far as like getting from start to finish, because I don't know if they. I think a lot of times nowadays they do film movies sort of in order for how the movie is going to play out when people actually see it. For certain stuff. But I thought that he was good at the beginning, but by the time the movie ended, I was more of a fan of his like I guess to say his acting or whatever. When as it sort of progressed from the start of the movie to the end of it. But no, he was good. He was good.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
So what y'all think? Do you think that I'm trying to first. Do you think that Zolo has like a larger future in his career, not just in Blue Beetle, but just like acting and shit?
Definitely.
Because
he's so charming.
Yeah. And I've only seen him. I've seen him in Cobra Kai and shit like that, and that's like pretty much my fucking knowledge of seeing him before Blue Beetle and stuff. But
that's the first thing I saw him in.
Was Cobra Kai.
And I was even thinking like the scene at the end, where he's saying, my love for my family doesn't make me weak. That's where I have my strength. Or I don't remember the line. I was like, that line on face value is cheesy. Right?
Yeah.
But the way he says it, like, is so good. Because like I feel like if you were obviously if you were I to say it, it'd be like, dude, what?
Cringe.
Yeah, cringe. But when it came out of him and in that moment, it was perfect. And I was just thinking, like, when I was watching that scene, I was like, I wonder how many takes it took to get that performance out of him, or if it was just like a one take thing. But it was really good.
Yeah.
And there was like I said earlier, there's a lot of lines and scenes that could have been extremely cheesy, like at least dialogue wise, that just works really well. Like I feel like the Nana being like a total badass could have been really cheesy, and it did kind of border a little bit on cheesy. But when you found out her like backstory, the little snippet you get of it, you're like, oh, that's cool as fuck. Because when you see it in the trailer, you know how the one trailer ends and it's like she has that big gun.
I'm like,
I always was just kind of like,
she like lets her braids down and everything too.
Yeah, but when you see it in the movie with the context of the movie, it's like, oh wow, that's actually really dope. So
And
I feel like that will happen. That happens a lot in this movie where you're like,
well, it's all about placement too, of lines or whatever. Like the my family's what makes me strong. Like I like how he said it to. Are we going like heavy spoilers now, or I'll try and dance around
Gillis,
it.
we're doing spoilers.
Yeah, Gillis, heads up. All right, 5, 4, 3. Anyways, but like I like how he said it to him after Ignacio had that breakthrough.
Yeah.
And not in like the middle of the fight, because like in the middle of the fight, I think that's where it would have been cheesy, because he'd be like, it's where I find my strength, and then like punch him or whatever. But like after the fight, I think, he was like, we're actually on the same level. Like, I mean, you're still a murderer or whatever, but, yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it kind of, tiptoed on being cheesy sometimes, but it mostly paid off. I didn't really have any problems with, line delivery or whatever.
What about you, Anthony? What do you think of what do you think of okay, let's say, who is your favorite character outside of Jaime?
Rudy. His sister was cool too. I thought his sister was like, bruh, let me tell you something. when she was like, I need you to watch out because I'm about to take a shit.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Your boy was fucking done
Yeah.
after when she said that shit. Like I was fucking chuckling at that shit.
Mhm.
Like it was funny as hell.
Then
But
she
and
walks
then,
out in
and
front of
then
everyone.
when she comes out, I was like, come on. No, his sister was cool. I think like I thought everybody killed it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
There's not a weak performance in this movie at
Mhm.
all, especially from
Susan
like
Sarandon was a little.
Yeah, she's a little
She
Susan.
was she phoned it in, man.
Yeah, her as the
She
villain
definitely
was a
did.
little Susan Sarandon.
when she first walked up at the beginning and she was like, show me how far we've gotten. I was like, okay. Like it just was like, okay.
It was very generic, like
It
very.
was.
She said scarab. Okay, there was a line in the movie where they were trying to get the scarab from Jaime,
Mhm.
and she's like, the scarab doesn't belong to you. The scarab isn't yours. The scarab is mine. And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
how many times are you gonna fucking say scarab?
Is it the scarab or what?
Yeah, and she kept saying Carafax's name. Like she would she wouldn't just like refer to him as him or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Omac. She like always referred to him as this name. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
I even wrote in like my letterbox review, I was like, dude, Susan Sarandon definitely phoned it in for this.
Yeah.
I don't really think she's that spectacular as an actress to begin with. Like she's not bad, but this was just a weird choice for her. I think.
It's just a random like choice for a villain. I mean, I guess you need her kind of to be the vehicle of like this is.
Yeah, I mean, she served the purpose. Of,
but it was still just like the performance wise, it's just like this was probably the weakest.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how the casting process for that character went. Like if Soto had her in mind already, or if it was like, because I feel like Susan Sarandon is such a random pick for that movie.
Susan Sarandon.
But yeah, out of the whole movie, I think she was pretty to me. You know?
I think I also forgot she even got cast in it until like the first little teaser came out, and she said the scarab might have what did she? Which they cut the lines because in the movie the lines don't play out that way. But she says the scarab might have chosen you, but it belongs to me. I was like, Susan Sarandon's in this. it's like no, not when I watched it, but like the first teaser they put out for it, I had forgotten about that she got cast in it or whatever. But it's also. I spoke about this the other day. I was sad after I got done watching it because, bro, I don't know how much money this movie's making this weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how much money, and it was really good. Like it was good enough that I thought this should probably like if there was no history behind this and this just came out and there's no like this superhero stuff with the movies and people want to say it's fatigue, it's not fatigue, it's all of this other shit. Like if this shit had came out just like regular, like how would it be received and how would it also somebody randomly at work was just like, man, I want to see Blue Beetle this weekend, man. But I saw like 2 whole trailers in the last 2 weeks, or not trailers, but like 2 whole TV spots. Like they ain't even put that shit in baseball games or whatever sports going on is when you normally people would drop trailers or drop their
Flash got a fucking Super Bowl spot.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was the first time I think Warner Brothers. I think someone said that it's the first time Warner Brothers had a Super Bowl spot since The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
They wasted it on the fucking Flash.
Yep. Wasted on the
Dude,
Flash.
this is okay. I was talking to someone in a group chat, and I was like, "This movie is such a great it's such a great standalone movie."
Yeah.
Like it's a great origin story. It doesn't try to reboot anything. It doesn't try to erase anything. It doesn't try to branch off into something, different. And it's not filled with cameos and it's not cut up and it's a great movie. This is what I wish The Flash would have been.
Yeah.
A great standalone movie that tells an origin story of this awesome character but
Well, and
instead,
it didn't rely on cameos. Like
exactly, you
Yeah.
didn't
it
post
talked
the
about
movie
people, sure,
because
because it's like, yes, they exist in the world. And you know, it had
yeah,
was it Big Belly Burger
mhm,
and
Yeah.
like all those, you know, all those products and like it, you know, Rudy mentioned like Batman and Superman and Flash and whatever, but it's just like you don't have to show them. It's just
yeah.
it knows what it is and it's a part of this world. Like it's
Mhm.
yeah, I think I was having the same thought. Like it was just it's a good standalone thing that was its own thing. You know.
Yeah, because it's not beholden to any universe. Like it could exist in any of the DC universes we've seen.
Hmm.
Um, and it sucks because it's not making a lot of money, but it is. I never expected to see a Blue Beetle movie ever.
Right. Yeah.
No,
So
not
it
live
is
action.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool that this movie even exists.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And it's a shame that like I feel like the DC brand as a whole right now is just so it's the general audience does not give a shit.
No.
Mm-mm.
And it hasn't given a shit all year long. I mean, you have
Yeah.
characters like you have a Flash movie that has multiple Batman, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Christopher Reeve cameos,
Hmm.
and it doesn't even break what 300 million worldwide.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't
Definitely
tell you
not
the
2 billion.
DC, yeah. If that doesn't tell you that it doesn't matter who is in the movie, the general audience does not care. And it
No.
sucks when you have, you know, I was ready and willing to go into this movie, the third strike this year for DC, but
Mhm.
it's not. It's a great movie, and it sucks that people are like not going out to see it. I don't
Yeah.
blame them, I mean,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
wasn't like so entrenched in this stuff, I probably would be like, whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. And watched it when it comes out on like fucking.
Especially the last two movies that have come out, I
Yeah.
don't think I've enjoyed a DC movie like this much since probably
The Dark Knight is the best comic book series of the Dark
no,
Knight.
probably I think the last DC movie I saw in theaters, like DC, well, the Batman, but
Yeah.
other than that, probably Birds of Prey, and
Oh, sure.
everyone.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys like Birds of Prey, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Got
other
the
than
Steelbook
that,
over there.
yeah, other than that, the Suicide Squad did not enjoy.
Mm-mm.
Shazam 2 was not cool.
So you had mentioned that like 2 other movies had come out for DC this year, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck was the second one?"
Yeah, exactly.
I totally forgot about
The Flash.
No, Shazam 2.
Shazam
I always
2,
forget
yeah.
about Shazam 2.
Oh,
And it sucks 'cause I was really excited for Shazam 2,
Yeah, I like
I
the
was
first
more
one.
excited for Shazam 2 than I was for any DC movie this year.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it was just
And now,
Yeah.
God knows if we're still gonna get Aquaman and how it's
Yeah,
gonna.
dude, here's the thing. This would have been the perfect time to drop an Aquaman
Yeah,
trailer for IMAX.
yeah.
But we
Bruh,
haven't
that-
dude, we've only gotten like 5 seconds of footage
Mhm,
from Aquaman 2
mhm.
and some costumes. One costume from Aquaman.
that's probably I just even thought about that. And I was sitting there watching the trailers for Blue Beetle, and obviously they really didn't show much. And as a matter of fact, I can't even really remember.
I will be very grateful for the day when I don't have to see another Gran Turismo trailer.
Dude,
This-
what was
this one
funny
was
is I got
long,
Dune
too.
2. I got Dune 2 and then Wonka right after it.
I got Wonka and then
Yeah.
Dune 2.
I
Yeah.
got,
funny as
I got
fuck.
Wonka, and that's it. I didn't get a
I was like waiting for like I don't know, you'd think that
Something DC. Like
yeah,
something,
you've got a DC movie out right now. Why wouldn't you put a trailer for your next DC movie?
So, just to be clear, when people start, and the arguments will happen because they've been happening for about a year. Because it's just people just can't seem to get along about any fucking thing.
Mhm.
They're trying to doom their movies. Like there's no ifs, ands, or the last DC movie that comes out this year is called Aquaman, right? The Lost Kingdom.
The sequel to $1 billion movie.
Sequel to $1 billion movie.
The sequel.
The previous DC movie that you got coming out just came out this week, and I did not see you. You didn't put a trailer with that movie for this movie. You want this shit to fail, and of course, people go, "No, they don't. They want this shit to fail."
It's already on like its what, like fucking third reshoot?
Yeah, and it
Or
comes
is it
out
its
in like
fifth?
it
They've
comes
done
out
5 reshoots or something?
it comes
Dude.
out in like less than 4 months. So
Yes. And you didn't put a trailer for it with the last DC film before that one to come out. Not even a fucking teaser, not a
Yeah.
goddamn whale flying through it, Aquaman like you
That's
didn't
like-
put not the fucking thing.
That-
You didn't put nothing. You put nothing there.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, man,
Yeah, dude.
until you just said
Good point.
they did not advertise that movie at all.
That's
You
like
want that to fail.
that's
You
like I'm not trash talking them, but that's like Netflix stuff to where they don't start advertising until like a month out,
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
and it's just
Yeah.
like, wait, how am I supposed to get? I mean, I can get hyped up, but it's still just like, okay,
Yeah.
But
What-
this is in theaters. How are you not? Yeah, how are you not at least putting a teaser out? Like
at least with Netflix, like it sucks, but at least it's at home. So it's
Yeah.
it's an easier sell a month out. Motherfucker, you asking people to come out on Christmas motherfucking
Mhm.
day to your movie to watch Aquaman, and you ain't advertised not a fucking thing at all.
Yep.
I mean, I already knew that, but damn, I hadn't realized that. Yes, when I saw Blue Beetle, there was not an Aquaman trailer in front of that. How?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
Guess
and I
what?
mean,
When I saw Spider-Verse, that's not even a Marvel movie. That's a Sony shit. Guess what I saw in the trailer before that? The fucking Marvels, which is
Mhm.
their last
Yeah.
movie for the year that's coming out, is Disney's
Mhm.
Marvel last movie. Is the Marvel. I saw a trailer for that. What the fuck? Damn, dude, that's fucking blowing
the
my mind.
shitty thing is, it's like you have James Wan, who has proven himself to be an amazing director
Oh,
of multiple different genres.
Mhm.
You've got Jason Momoa, who everybody fucking loves,
Mhm.
and who is probably going to have a role in the new DC universe, anyways.
Mhm.
So I just don't understand. You know, it's a sequel to a $1 billion movie. No one expected Aquaman to make a fucking $1 billion. I remember distinctly that Aquaman 2 came out at the same, I think it was the same weekend as Mary Poppins, the live action
Mhm.
Mary Poppins. And
Mhm.
John Campea said
Yep.
that fucking Aquaman was going to make less money than Mary Poppins, and it
He
blew
said-
it, literally blew it out of the water.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah.
He said Aquaman's gonna get his ass kicked by a little lady in
Mhm.
blue or whatever, like talking
Yeah.
about Mary Poppins, and I was like, yeah, then it made $1 billion.
Yeah, so
Still
you
get the
have
videos wrong. Fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah, he fucking sucks. You have a sequel of like the highest grossing DCEU movie, and you're not giving James Wan free reign to do what he wants with it.
Mhm.
Like, not. I mean, I guess everyone kind of needs to have some, restraints at some point. You can't go fucking balls out, whatever.
Mhm.
But I think the reason why I like Blue Beetle so much is because it didn't have James Gunn fucking with it. Like.
Yeah.
It was, you could tell that the director put his like heart and soul into it, and it wasn't meddled with. Now we already have a negative view of Aquaman 2 in our head
Mhm.
because of stuff that's
Seven-
going on
seven-
behind the scenes.
7,000 reshoots.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, so am I going to get James Wan's actual Aquaman 2, or is it going to be some Peter Safran, James Gunn amalgamation of Aquaman 2?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It sucks, man.
Give me
And another
give
thing
me-
I want to say is, I put this at like the tail end of my letterbox review, but the love that was put into Blue Beetle is a movie that can only be written by humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a movie about humans, made by humans, with so much heart and love and care, that it's so fucking annoying that you have studios like Warner Brothers that are like, oh, we're just gonna utilize AI. We're gonna test the fields with AI.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There's no way AI could have written a story like
No.
Blue Beetle.
Mm-mm.
So it's just like, I need the strike to be over, and writers and
Mhm.
actors of all cuts and creeds to be, fucking paid what they're worth.
Mhm.
Because a movie like Blue Beetle just proves that like human people can still write good stories. I know everyone wants to say everything's fucking woke and garbage and trash anymore, but
Yeah.
I love
Repres-
Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Hey, representation sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. People are like, representation matters, and then you'll have people in like the comments being like, "Well, a good story matters too,"
Yeah.
and it's
Like-
it can be fucking both.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
And this is
Like-
the perfect.
One isn't the whole. Like one, oh shit, we've got Hispanic people in this movie, so then it can't be good. Like, what are you
Well,
saying?
but like Jaime's been Blue Beetle since like
Forever? Infinite Crisis, I think.
right.
Mhm.
So for a while. So it's like
Yeah.
it's not like using their own logic against them. It's not woke. Nothing was wokeified in this movie. It's been Jaime for a long time now. Like people remember him more than they remember Ted Kord as Blue Beetle because that was back in, you know,
Exactly, 2006.
2006.
there you go. So it's
Yeah,
just
and
like
it's like
going on 20
Jaime
years.
is one Blue Beetle, okay? And then there's
Mm-hmm.
another Blue Beetle. That's Ted
Mhm.
Kord. One
Yeah.
doesn't fucking erase the other one. Both can
Yeah.
you can like both, and both characters
As
can be
seen
there.
in the movie that we're talking about, Blue
Well, it's
Beetle.
the same stupid argument for Spider-Man and Miles Morales. They're both Spider-Man. They can both be
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Who gives
Yep.
a shit?
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully,
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
so
I'm
fucking annoying, man. It's
Yeah.
like
also funny thing, people who were, you know, bitching about the fascist comment about Batman without knowing any context behind it. I saw videos of motherfuckers just losing their fucking minds
Yeah.
because George Lopez says Batman's a fascist, losing their minds. And I'm like, when you see the scene in the context of what happens, it's kind of funny. And
Well, and there's a punchline to that too.
yes.
So it's like, yeah, if you hear the entire scene, I mean, even before that, I was like, I don't know, that's funny because it's like
yeah, it's
you
fucking
see,
funny.
he doesn't know that Batman is Bruce Wayne. So it's like, yeah, how's he going to be like he's anything other than a fascist or whatever? He sees the dark
He sees
brooding character.
Batman.
He sees Batman. It's like, okay, that's how he sees him. I don't, and that's funny because it's just like, like it's dramatic irony or whatever. It's like the audience knows, but like this random character, this random uncle of Jaime doesn't know. So it's like, yes, of course he's going to look at him as a fascist.
But then it's like the flip side also is that he loved Ted Kord's Blue Beetle.
Yeah, he said Ted Kord that was one of my favorite.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. He was like, Ted Kord is a Blue Beetle.
He was like
shit, man.
He was like a kid. Like he went back to being like a child. He was like, yo. Same with when they were in the I don't even know if it had a name, but just like the ship. Which
I think it has a name, but it's
that kind of gave me Watchmen vibes a little bit.
There you go. Yeah.
When they were talking about, like figuring out how to
when
fly
it came out of the
water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like they, hit the, I don't know, thrusters or whatever, and they go like super fast, and you just hear, "I'm flying." I'm like, he's just like a kid. Like he's just, like he's never probably never done this before. I don't know. I appreciated that.
But it does show like a different worldview too, because I'm sure the people of Gotham see Batman in a different way than Uncle Rudy sees Batman.
Yeah.
Because Batman isn't like saving where he lives. He's only seeing Batman save the place where he doesn't live, so.
Well, and like you could tie it right back to Cyborg in Zack Snyder's Justice League when he's like, heard about you, I didn't think you were real. And the delivery doesn't strike me as, oh my God, I'm a fan. It's like, I've never seen you around. You've never been around to help, like anywhere where I've been. I've never seen you. So just like, it could be interpreted as that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's just like people, like you have to, if you want to be in the universe, like you have to just be able to immerse yourself and be like, this is probably how any given person sees this character.
Just look at fucking Batman versus Superman. The way they way they see superheroes.
How does he choose who he's? Exactly. It's the same because Superman, he doesn't make it to save your mom's, bro. And then you're like, well, fuck Superman. But then there's a billion people who's like, yo, and it's just like exactly he can't save everyone, which is what makes good. A lot of connections to that. Which makes realistic superhero stories like so compelling is that aspect of you can't save everyone and shit like that. And also when it came to like Jaime and his family, bro, like it's just like
that plays into it.
Yeah. And I know that story was sort of contained to, him and his family, and they're sort of not ready to like branch that shit out to like other characters besides mentioning them or whatever. But yeah, it's the debacle that the superhero faces wherever. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, it's a movie or a comic book or whatever, it's always that type of thing. But when he says that, yes, he says Batman's a fascist, like by that point in the movie, you've already got context. You know Rudy. I ain't gonna say
Yeah.
you know Rudy. So it's like when he says that shit,
You know, he's
that's
kind of
why.
conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So that's
Government and
that's
shit.
why it's so fun to see people lose their fucking minds because they cannot. I was like, oh,
Dude, it's
you
the
don't even know
same thing
context.
with the movie. Like, I feel like people get so butthurt over jokes, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you know, I'll be the first to admit if a movie's too jokey, I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But
But
that's not you getting tore up over the jokes. It's the fact that
exactly,
the amount of jokes. You're like, okay, I'll
yes,
just laugh for 10 minutes. I kind of want to see some serious shit now. And they're like, oh, to keep laughing.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, look at Barbie, the Zack Snyder joke in Barbie. People were losing their minds
Mhm.
before they even
Knew the context.
saw the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and knew the context, and it's like, yeah, could the movie done without the joke? Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But it's not like it's not deserving of all of these think pieces that people are putting out. And like this Batman being a fascist. I saw people like video essays on fucking Batman. Batman's not a fascist, you know? And it's like, okay,
Well, it's just
it's a
really to the
joke.
point. It's really.
Google
It's
it.
also really to the point where it's like, I don't know, if someone insults something about your character that
Yeah.
you know is not true. It's like, okay, wait, do you know Batman's not a fascist? Then what's the problem?
Yeah.
Because you know he's not, so who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like it's it's like the in the Flash, you know, with the lasso joke, and he's saying how like
oh
he could
God.
do more and blah 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 blah. I didn't see people half as mad about that as I
Mhm.
was about people mad that uh Uncle Rudy called Batman a fascist. And it's like you
Mhm.
gotta sometimes wonder why. Is it because of the person that's delivering the message?
Well,
You
so
don't like that?
Batman can insult himself, I guess, but like, you know, people can't be critical
I guess, but it's like
hero who's in the spotlight. Like it's, you know, it's
Mhm.
that doesn't
it
make any
just felt
sense.
like such a non-issue, especially after seeing the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's literally when it happens, I'm like,
I
and
chuckled. I was like,
it continued to because that's a fire scene that like that the scene where that takes place in is it's a pretty good
Yeah.
scene in the
yeah,
movie.
dude, seeing those classic suits was so
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, dude.
It
Well,
seemed
and
like
it's
his cave.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mean to keep like
You're good.
harping on it, but it's just like, you know, people fill in the blank a little bit of like what that joke is supposed to mean because he even says, what does he say? He's like, Batman's a fascist. He has no sense of humor or
Yeah, he says he has no
whatever.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's all he meant. He
Yeah.
didn't mean that he's this like, you know, warlord, you know, I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
really really weird
I
energy.
enjoyed the fact that they put that in that teaser when they did, and now after seeing the movie and seeing the outrage that happened from it, I am even happier that
Mhm.
that teaser had that particular just little line right there at the end
Yeah.
where he says Batman, because it's sparked some conversation, got people mad, and
Yeah.
literally you did not know the context behind any of it at the
Yeah.
time because you hadn't
Yeah.
seen the movie. Hell, at that time, shit, that was months ago, dude. Like,
Yeah.
they might not even been finished with the movie at that point. So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a Blue Beetle Funko Pop? It is.
You may
So
send it.
Tardik is. Yeah.
So-
You may send it
He
to me.
scooch back.
Meg's gonna send it to my house.
Bell just said he is a fascist.
Whoa.
It's
Hey.
the Target one where hold on, let me gotta turn in the 'cause
Pretty
you can see him like
cool.
flying. I think this
Oh,
is like the first scene where the suit's going through the
The test.
the maintenance and the
Oh,
tests and
mhm.
stuff. And
Yeah.
he's like flying through the sky. Yeah, I have
Yo.
another one downstairs. It's just the regular one.
Yo, another thing, the transformation scene,
That
like
shit
in the
was
house,
brutal, and it
that
was
was like
fire.
almost
It was like,
that was like almost
ugh.
horror. Like,
Yeah.
it reminded me a little bit of
It's got lava on it.
yeah, it reminded me a little bit of like Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, to where it's just
Mhm.
almost like a horror
Yeah, yeah,
scene.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and like Rudy was even like, he's possessed. Ah!
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like I liked it, but I was just like, oof, this could be kind of
Yeah.
jarring to look at if you're just like a kid or
Especially when it
something.
goes over his face, because like it starts like coming out of his mouth and his eyes. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and it just
Mhm.
it's dope though. I loved
It
every
looks
second.
painful too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
After
can
it was
tell that
done,
he gets used to it, but it's like, ugh.
mhm.
Yeah. I also like how they made a joke a couple times that like it went up his ass
Yeah.
because if they never addressed it, you'd be like,
Yeah.
I saw that go down his pants. Like
Yeah.
that scarab went up his ass.
Dude, that's the thing. Okay, so I was telling my boyfriend this, like during the movie, I'd look over and be like, I've never heard this line in a superhero movie before. Like, it went up his ass, and then the taking a shit thing. But then
Yeah.
also when he comes back after having the Scarabees naked,
Mhm.
and his Rudy's like, cover your balls, man. And
Cover
I
your
was
huevos.
like, I've never heard someone
shit was
talk about their
incredible.
balls.
Cover those huevos.
Yeah, can wait, but
Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
he did so
It was funny as fuck.
Dude, it's also
Yeah.
funny because like it's a PG-13 movie and there were a couple times where they're speaking Spanish and they say a curse word, but what they're actually saying is motherfucker. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they got away with a couple things here.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was pretty funny.
because that jumps your movie straight to R rated.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
say
yeah.
motherfucker.
I think you get one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie, and that's
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this was probably like their sneaking
That's-
around it or whatever.
All of what you guys just mentioned, that's part of the fucking charm of this movie, man.
yeah,
like I said,
sure.
like I even talked about it when I was doing I was like, yo, she said I'm about to take a shit. It was so funny to me. Like literally I was like fucking chuckling at that
Mhm.
line.
What did she
And
say?
I'm-
She was like, I gotta take it was like not a deluxe shit or something.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like
I was
that.
like, yeah, I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
because he was like the service bathrooms are out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, she's like, nah. I gotta take a fucking like, yeah. It was just she was great. But
Mhm.
yeah, that the dialogue in the movie when it came to stuff like that, I was just like, this is incredible, man.
Mhm.
This is incredible. Like I can't wait to see it again for sure.
Yeah. I also really like the doctor. She keeps calling him Sanchez, but he like goes off on her at the end or whatever.
Mhm.
I thought he was really cool to see him because he's from I don't know if you guys have seen What We Do in the Shadows.
No.
Mhm.
It's that vampire show on FX, but that was like really what he started in. So like
Mhm.
seeing him in this was really cool. I thought he played a good role until he's done. He's out of the
And I really appreciated about the movie is like how they wanted you to know the importance of pronunciation of names, because I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that people
Mhm.
like. I mean, I'll just use myself. My name's pretty easy to pronounce, Megan.
Mhm, mhm.
And it looks how it's spelled, and that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people maybe take for granted uh how easy it is for someone to be like, "Oh, well, my name is this," and people just automatically they're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And it's like a respect thing, right? Like if you
Mhm.
have like Jaime, his name is Jaime, but it's spelled, it looks like Jamie to people.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like that simple thing of taking the time to be like, "Okay, you're a person, you have your own identity. This is how
Mhm.
you want your name
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
This is how I'm gonna pronounce it."
Well, and it's even, they really drove that home right away when he goes to the Cord Industries or whatever, and the person at the front, he says his name. He doesn't even like
Multiple
he
times,
doesn't, he
yeah.
doesn't even write it down. He's like, "My name's Jaime," and she goes,
Mhm.
"Okay, Jamie, just take a seat." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wait," but then I'm like, "No, that's actually accurate. Like that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
definitely how it goes."
'Cause it's like the most human, like the way to make someone feel non-human is to take away their name. Like that's
Yeah.
your identity.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
like to have a name that people just don't care to pronounce.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel so shitty
Hmm.
and so dehumanizing. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
it's
we
the same thing when people talk about like pronouns, people are have such a problem with people wanting to be called something
mhm.
that
Mhm.
they don't understand, but
Even
it's
though
like
pronouns have existed for centuries, but whatever.
but like just the simple thing of calling someone what they want to be called goes a long way, and I think this movie really shows that like when people have an unconventional name, even though it's not unconventional, but in the movie they
Mhm.
portray it as that,
Mhm.
they're still worthy of having the respect of being like, oh, this is who you are, this is what you identify as, this is what I'm going to call you
Yeah.
because you're a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Brooke, what's up, girl?
Yes. Sorry. Hey, Brooke. Yeah. Sorry, Anthony. Sorry, Anthony. We call you Anthoy.
What?
Yeah,
Sorry we
sorry.
messed up your name on purpose.
What? Don't care.
We still respect you as a person. I respect you the
Beat
most,
us up.
though.
No,
I
you
respect you the most, though. So any
Absolutely.
hooser.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I can say about Blue Beetle, but it was fucking
Go see
awesome.
it. Go see that
It's a
shit.
breath of fresh air from the
Yes. Yeah.
blup
I think-
shitta we've been getting.
I think
It is. You know,
I think I'll give it like a. I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Honestly, like
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
There you go.
I go 9 out of 10 probably. Yeah.
Wow,
I
Joey.
go 30 out of 10.
Canceled.
Wow, you guys are attacking the Mexican when you're
What?
reviewing Blue Beetle. You guys are reverse canceled, so.
Oh, no. So that means I'm uncanceled?
Huh?
Wait, no.
Oh shit. Yeah, nah, it's
Ooh, the score. I want to talk about the score.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that shit
The
hit.
score was really good, man. The
Mhm.
synth notes in
Yeah.
that movie. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh.
And then the soundtrack too, I thought had pretty
Yeah,
good.
the soundtrack was good. There was a perfect amount of needle drops.
Yeah.
Not like fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Every
where
time
every
it's like, hold
scene
up.
is just
Let's
like
not start the scene.
Yeah.
Wait.
Drax farts and they
all right,
play
here we
Yeah.
go. Like
BC
yo,
Boys
Drax,
or some shit.
Drax fart rolls into a drum line of a fucking
and you see it go across the screen,
Yeah.
hands from
Drax
his
is
butt
just
cheeks to his fucking.
Back in black.
Oh,
Oh my
glad to be back.
He said black and.
Oh man. But didn't they release the Blue Beetle soundtrack like a month ago, and it had a song from Suicide Squad on it? It was
I think that may have been fake.
oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Fake CD, yeah.
I didn't fall for it. I was just
Yeah,
I was
well,
curious.
me
No,
either.
it was dope though. Like they would show like the
When they played
skyline.
Cypress Hill, I was like,
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Now they would show like the skyline, and you would hear that synth shit in there. It'd be like, and it was like cool as fuck. And like at certain points when they were approaching, once they got the bug ship, and they were going to try to save Jaime. Which also that part, bro. Let me tell you something, man. When the grandma was, she was like, "There's a time to fucking grieve."
Yeah.
And fucking yo.
Mhm.
That shit was a dope ass speech, and like
Yep.
everybody got hyped. They went to go save Mama. And I
Mhm.
talked about it because I remember in the trailers when you saw Nana with the gun, I was like, but then the movie that shit was fire. Like
Yeah.
once you got a little bit of context to it, it was like, yo, yeah. But notice when I saw that in the trailer, I didn't go off about like, yo, what the fuck is this in a Blue Beetle trailer?
realistically, an
Santa have
old woman cannot hold a gun that big.
Why does he have a Gatling gun? Fuck that. No,
Mhm.
I just wait till I saw the movie to see the fucking, whatever.
Yeah.
The context behind it.
I don't actually think I ever saw that. Like I've seen.
I remember
trailers.
seeing at the end of it where
It was
she's
at
like,
the end of the trailer. Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
it's like the last 5 seconds of a trailer, so you might just like skip off it if you.
Oh, sure.
yeah,
Because like
yeah.
the logo pops and then it goes away and then that scene plays.
And it shows
Oh,
her,
okay.
and she's like, holding it, and it's fucking, it's you might be like, oh no, what are they gonna do with this? That shit was.
I was like, trailers always have to end on like a joke or something.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Said, don't do it. They did it. But nah, man, I thought it was good. And like I said,
I kind of want to see it again.
yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I think but that's why I was after as soon as I got done watching it on Thursday, man, I was literally sad, like, fuck, dude. I looked around in there, was only 10 other people besides me, and I was like, man, nobody's gonna watch this weekend, and it is fucking incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a
Mhm.
great fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's a
McFartlane.
Back in black.
McFarlane.
Dude, that's the one I want with the wings.
Yeah, they got two of. See, and here's the
The
thing.
sword one looks cool though too, but that one comes with like the peace sign and the pointer finger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the thing is all I wanted them to have was these things. That's all
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted.
Oh yeah.
The figure with the sword doesn't have that.
Oh,
just
really?
Weird.
Yeah, it just has the sword. See these
And you
things.
can't take those wings off.
If you take the wings off,
You
they
can take the
come off.
wings off.
Oh.
this whole back piece pops off,
Oh,
and the
okay,
wings
okay.
can come off, but you don't have these.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And I looked at both figures close. I was like, God damn it! I
Let's
want
sue
the,
them.
I would.
Yeah, I'll just get on the phone with my good friend Todd McFarlane.
Yeah,
And I'll
My
have
good
to-
Ted.
Tell him that's ACS Hot Toys. Relax, William, man. Relax. What the fuck? I just read that shit. NR was good. V, what's up, bro?
Go V.
Up to the show. Up to the show. But yeah. Now, Blue Beetle, go see it. Go see it. That's the final thoughts I can have on Blue Beetle is go see Blue Beetle this weekend. Go see it next week. Go.
Gets the world's finest stamp of approval.
Yes. Go watch this movie because I hate to have a movie like this come around that's really good and it's say your ace is the time. Yeah, and it's really good and it has a bunch of fire qualities to it, not the least of which is the Hispanic sort of vibe that goes with the movie and the family thing that goes with it and everything else. I hate for that something like that, which doesn't come along too often, to not make what it deserves to make at the box office this weekend or in its theatrical run in its entirety. So, but I hopefully maybe word of mouth will get around, man. Maybe word of mouth.
I mean,
about
hopefully this movie has pretty good legs. Like I said, like, I want to see it again. So I think maybe if the people that see it again, like bring other people, it'll help it out. But
I
don't know. It
maybe
does
just
suck.
has a late start. Who knows?
It does suck because it's kind of like it's right after Barbie and Oppenheimer, and there's another kid-friendly movie in theaters with Ninja Turtles right now. So it's like, kids know Ninja Turtles. They don't necessarily know Blue Beetle. So I don't know. Hopefully it's got good legs, and hopefully if they release it early on like VOD and stuff, it'll like make some money. But I think it only made like 3.3 during its
Thursday run.
Yeah, which that's a third, I think, of what the Flash made. So, and Blue Beetle is more deserving of your money than the Flash.
Yeah.
Take it as someone that seemed okay. I was talking to I think it was Scott and my other friend Greg. We're in a group chat together, and I messaged them after the movie was done, and I was like, "Yep, just cried," and Greg said back like, "Oh, hopefully it was like tears because of like an emotional moment and not because the movie is bad." And I was like, "No, this is definitely the opposite kind of tears I had after seeing The Flash." Instead of like, "Oh, this is what they did with 10 years of storytelling." Cool. Because I'm not gonna lie, I fucking cried after The Flash. Like driving home, I teared up because I was like, "That's really how they fucking ended it, huh?"
Yeah.
How they wrapped it up.
Yeah, so definitely the opposite kind of tears for Blue Beetle. So.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely ugly cried a few times in that theater yesterday.
What's that? It's go watch Blue Beetle. Go watch Blue Beetle.
All right.
And I said it before, even if you
see the movie.
Yeah, see it. So another thing you just mentioned that we didn't get a chance to talk about last week was Mutant Mayhem TMNT. This shit was fun as fuck, and there were some action sequences.
Another movie that people called woke.
Yeah.
That actually was really fucking good and cool.
Yeah, it was. It was actually nothing in this movie slipped a beat. Like Seth, you guys, whatever the fuck Seth Rogen and them did, like making this movie, fucking do it again. Do it again. Because the animation was dope. It was a change. And it's funny because I saw somewhere where it was like, for the longest time, studios wouldn't approve movies with different animation because they were scared that nobody would come see it. But if you look at the last two animated films to make just fucking stacks of cash, the animation is not the base. It's fucking Across the Spider-Verse and TMNT. Like those movies, those last two movies come out animated. The animation is different than what you've been accustomed to for decades as far as movies go. And it's fucking great. Storytelling is fire. Dude, the Ninja Turtles, let me tell you something, man. Jackie Chan, come on, bro. He killed it, man. And I think just as initial thoughts go, there's a couple scenes in here where I was just like, bro, y'all are fucking when they came through there and they were busting down the hideouts and shit.
Yeah.
Like the way that shit went from it's fucking dope, man. It just in general, the voice acting was fire. I thought that this it was very humorous when it needed to be, and yeah, do it again. Whatever you guys did, just approve them to do it again. Like, has the sequel been approved yet, or no? What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything
We'll
about
call
the
him.
sequel, but
I'll call
Yeah,
yeah, no, I wasn't really sure, going in, because I was like, obviously I grew up on Ninja Turtles, and like I think besides the Michael Bay ones, like there was like a 2007 animated one too, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like not really
I
sure.
thought that
like,
one was all right too.
it was all right, but like I just wasn't really sure with this. I was like, is it gonna be too kid friendly? Is it gonna be whatever? But then I'm like, well, they're teenagers, so yeah, like, and they're the way they talk and like their references are gonna be out or not outdated, but just like some of them might go over my head because I'm just like, obviously I'm not a teenager,
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought all the voice casting was good. I like Ice Cube as Superfly. I thought he was really good.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, I saw this movie. So I work nights, and I saw this movie at like 11. I thought I took LSD the first few minutes of watching it because the like human designs, especially the eyes. I don't know. I have a thing with eyes to where I'm just like, if it looks like, just creepy, I'm just like, nope, I don't like that. So like right away you see the professor or whatever, and his eyes are just like really just super wonky. I'm like,
Baxter,
no. And then like pretty much every human character is just designed just weird,
Yeah.
But then I think I saw like a behind the scenes thing. They pretty much tried to do that because they were like, well, everyone, like all the other movies, everyone's like, oh my god, these turtles are like these freak mutant looking things, and then in reality it's just like they just look like turtles, and then it's like, well, what if we flipped it and made the humans like the grotesque ones? I'm like, that's a good approach to it. But yeah, no, like it took me a second, but once I got around to it, I was like, the animation's cool. And, I thought the story was really good. And like, obviously they were able to do more in animation than they would like live action. So, yeah, no, I really liked it. I thought it was a good time.
Yeah, me too. I took my nephew to see it. He's 10, and it's the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie he's ever seen or been to.
Cool.
So that was really fun. And I was glad he was there. What?
He liked it?
Oh yeah, he loved it.
Nice.
I'm glad he was there because like you said, like I was worried that some of like the lingo might have like gone like over my head and stuff. But so I had him there to be like, dude, what the fuck does that mean? But he really loved it, and so did I. I had a lot of fun with it. I know like people were saying how they wanted, the Ninja Turtle movie with like mature ninjas, like why are these like kids or whatever, but the story really shows you that like this is why that they were kids, like to show like that you literally see them grow from baby turtles to these teenagers that they are. They're teenage. I don't understand, like they're teenage mutant ninja turtles. They're not mutant ninja turtles.
And maybe the creators like painted themselves into a corner a little bit towards like now they always like perpetually have to be teenagers. But that's just that's something people are just gonna have to come to terms with. It's
I mean,
when you boil it down, they're still crime fighting turtles and they love pizza. Like I don't that can be universal,
I thought the voice actors for the turtles were so good, and the designs of the turtles. I really liked how like they look. Obviously, they look like turtles, but they had like distinctiveness to each other. They weren't just like this one's the blue one, this one's the purple one. Like Donatello was smaller, a little bit scrawnier, glasses. Raphael was the big buff one. Leonardo is like the mid sized one,
Yeah.
and Donatello, he was pretty big too. But I liked how like you could tell by the way they looked, like kind of what their skill set was.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I mean, Donatello is my favorite Ninja Turtle. So, and the kid that voiced him in this movie is so good.
Yeah.
I thought he
Yeah.
was great, especially
Yeah.
the line. Like there was that scene where he's trying to like act all cool and suave, and it just
Mhm.
like doesn't work for him.
Doesn't work.
But yeah, Ice-T as Superfly was dope, especially the scene where the turtles meet Superfly,
Mhm.
and there's Bebop, Rocksteady, what I forget the other characters that were there, and it's playing Superfly as he walks out. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of milking jokes. They're just like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about
the
that.
humans are gonna milk them.
the only reason I remember, obviously, those milking jokes are funny, but fucking, I can't remember who said it, but they were talking about getting milked, and so and she, I think it was April. She was like, "Well, how are they gonna? You don't have any nipples. Like,
Yeah.
how are they gonna milk it?" It was so
They're like,
fucking fun.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they end up getting fucking milk.
Which is insane, bro.
It's
Yeah,
funny
that-
to think that like they felt such relief. They're like, "Oh fuck, cool, we're not gonna get milked." We don't know.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they fucking did get milked.
Oh man, it's great though. It was great.
It's so fucked.
Stupid. Yeah. It's funny because like I thought it was gonna be good from the trailers. I thought like I know people say, "Oh man, this is gonna be for kids." I was like,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna be there. I'm watching.
And
this
so
shit.
what if it's for kids? Kids need movies too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
As
When we were kids, we had movies that were strictly for us to go watch, but
Yeah.
it was just kids there.
well, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and as cheesy as it sounds, they label stuff like this as like movies the whole family can enjoy
yeah,
because it's like this does have those qualities that it's like like the soundtrack was
Yeah.
like really good all throughout. I thought,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the jokes like I didn't really miss too many.
Yeah.
The
Even the
fighting,
milking
the
thing,
action.
the milking thing vibes with the parents more than it does
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
children that would go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah.
Yeah.
And look, they started doing that shit back with like Shrek. Like the first time I was in a movie theater. I know I'm older than you guys are, but when they did that Bronco joke, I saw that, man.
It was like Kevin Hart where he's just like, damn.
Yeah, damn, the Bronco joke that they had like in Shrek,
Yeah.
like way back.
Yeah.
That shit was
Mhm.
literally the only people in the entire theater that got that were like adults. Like the kids were like, "What? What
Yeah.
does that
So
mean?"
just
It
like you
was-
watch SpongeBob. You watch SpongeBob and it's an adult and you're like, what the fuck did they just say?
yeah, you're like, I let the kids watch.
I watched that as a child.
Mhm.
All of those fucking Nickelodeon. Y'all had some grind. The people who worked at Nickelodeon back in the day knew what the fuck they Ren and Stimpy,
they were
bro.
pretty
Oh my god.
Yeah, isn't it Ren and Stipp? No, yeah, it's Ren and Stippy, wasn't it? That was written by like a E word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But no, TMNT. If you hadn't seen it, and the reason you hadn't seen this because you think it's for kids, go watch fucking it.
Yeah, give it a
awesome.
chance. I mean, it's
But
honestly.
then even the fight animation, the fight
So-
animation was really cool.
Yes, dude.
Mhm,
When they
yep.
were the Splinter, when they saved Splinter at the dude, that
Yeah.
shit was fucking
That
dope.
was
They're
great.
all using their weapons like
Yes.
not in their intended use, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, it was good. It was good.
Then the entire final sequence was really good. Like just taking on, Superfly or whatever you call him.
On
Mhm.
Superman.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. They were like, yeah. Henry Cavill was at the end.
This
He's
is
like,
actually the
What? Yeah.
nightmare sequence, and they're fighting evil Superman.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Snyderverse, you
he
guys.
was like,
Yeah.
Leonardo, we need to talk. And then and then we never saw him again. But yeah, no,
It's been a while since the world's been this scared.
oh man.
Bebop, we need to talk.
Yeah. Oh
Jeez.
shit. Yeah. So go see
Great. Go see both of them.
Yeah.
Do
both of them.
do a double feature.
Yeah.
Double feature. Double.
Or get a double feature.
Yeah.
Double feature of ass kicking.
Yeah, except Joey's would be ass licking.
What?
Hmm?
Who knows?
Oh shit! Oh.
Could be. The world may never know.
What? Oh shit! So
The world may never know.
The world may never know.
So we got a teaser coming on Tuesday, y'all.
Ooh.
They already masked
Yeah, and it's gonna be Joey showing his rebel.
Yeah, I'm gonna show my
moon.
Rebel Moon
What?
on Tuesday. So
And Anthony's
Is it
gonna
on-
show his rebel poon.
What?
What? Jesus.
But
Rebel. You put so much emphasis on the entire word.
let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it because first of all, somebody jumped the gun on Tuesday. So I get done with the Daily Show, right? Get done looking at my phone. All of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There, t-shirts galore, fucking
Yeah.
just on Target.com. So I get on there, and there's literally, I swear, I scrolled forever. So like, I went ahead and purchased 2 shirts, the blue one, and I got a couple pictures before the shit like disappeared or whatever.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can get this thing put up. But
I got
know-
I got the Jimmy one with the moon behind him, and
Jimmy
then
on it.
I got the wolf badge. I thought that one looked really cool.
Let me see. These are the
I
only
didn't get any yet, so
Huh?
I had to wait till I got paid, and then it got taken down before I got paid.
Hold up. Let me share this shit real quick. But so these shirts come up, and it's like, what? And then about how long would y'all say after Targets did Amazon's come up, or
It
was
was
it
like
like half
only
an hour?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Okay. But
Because
I
I
do.
posted the Target ones, and then someone it was in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, I have to order mine on Amazon because international or whatever." But they had like extra ones on Amazon.
Yeah, I thought the Amazon ones came out after Target. Was
Yeah,
it-
they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is probably one. I didn't
That's
get
the one
this
I
one.
want so bad.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't
the one
get
I
this one
got.
like a fucking because I didn't see this one until after I had already ordered. Because I was like, something told me in my mind, like as I'm scrolling through, I'm just gonna get me some right now, and
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
I'll come back later and try to find it because of the fact that it was so weird that they popped up like that. Like
On a
nobody had
random
the
fucking Tuesday.
yeah, exactly. And then you had this one. I got this one.
That one's dope.
Yeah, I like this one. I like the eyes right there and shit. But the way that they just fucking popped, like what the fuck? And who? Hold on, let me see. I think I still got the tweet of who found them.
I saw that unbiased Snyder fan tagged Merc in a tweet, and they're like, "Hey, your DMs are closed. Look on Target's website for Rebel Moon shirts." And then, like 2 seconds later, someone had posted the shirts. Hey, dude, that's the thing. Like, I was like, "Damn, how the fuck did someone just sit on Target's website, just typing in Rebel Moon and
Yeah.
ricochet
Right,
every time?"
So here's the this is the original post that I saw. This is the one that I saw. And of course there was a link right here.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite page for Rebel Moon updates.
Rebel Moon stuff. Yeah.
Thanks.
So like they put a lot of designs up here. Damn, I think that might be the other one I got. That might be.
Nice.
I can't remember. It was a Jimmy one. I know that for sure.
I got that one.
Yeah. Dude, look at that shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Oh, that
it's like you
left-
can't. You obviously
top left
can't get
one's the one
all.
I got the wolf one right there.
Oh, right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's dope.
It's like you can't get every single one. I mean,
Mhm.
unless you
Yeah.
fucking do.
Well,
But,
and it's like because even if you go to Target, like they were having their clearance or whatever, but even
Mhm.
if you bought 3, that's like $60.
Yeah, dude. It's like, hey, I feel like he might have taken our feedback from, hey, can we get more Zayas Jail merch
Yeah.
to fucking heart? And he's like, oh, you guys want some more options? Well, here's fucking 50 of them.
Yeah.
That we were just like,
Well, I didn't see that black and white one. I thought that one.
oh, it was one.
Just the Jimmy one. The
this one right here, yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
one's
it's
cool.
funny because I did go into Target today, and I sort of looked. I got I went to the shirts and looked, and I didn't expect to see any of them in there.
Yeah.
But it's also like, bro, who told him to put that shit out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, who told him?
well,
Hey,
it's being sold by like a third company on Target.
Yeah.
A third party company, because if you like look at it, it was saying items fulfilled by whatever.
Mhm.
So they're just using Target as like their like selling point.
Oh,
So
okay.
like it's their storefront or whatever.
yeah, so they
yeah.
probably accidentally put the wrong Tuesday date out there.
Mm,
Yeah.
that one's cool.
That one
Yeah.
is pretty cool. But
Thanks.
but yeah,
Hmm?
but also how we were saying how we were saying that
And they are on sale.
yeah, they're on
Mm.
sale.
Bro,
How
when-
we were saying like with Army of the Dead and stuff, how there
Mhm.
wasn't like jack shit. There was like 3 t-shirts for Army of the
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah.
So Zach's like, fuck you guys here.
Yeah.
Don't
here's
ever say
fucking-
shit to me again.
Nah.
No, but yeah, and so like this happened, and then hold up, let's see if is it on there. Hold on, let's see. Damn it, I think he took it down. Hold on, let me try to find it real quick. So after this, they put up let's see.
Just noticed that Joey, your camera perfectly lines up with the arms of my picture on the back.
Oh, dude, I saw that a while ago, but you were talking, Meg, so I didn't say nothing.
Wait, what? Oh,
The arm on the back. It does. I saw it a while
like
ago.
your arms are perfectly lining up with
Yeah.
the lines of, oh my god.
oh man. Now you got to move over so that you're on Anthony's body.
Hmm. And I gotta move on.
And you gotta.
There's no way I can do
I don't know why I'm so short in that art.
There you go.
Oh, you kissed me on the top of the head.
Nah, but yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. I was like, wait.
I didn't even know. I kind of like
I
was
saw it
waiting for
while
Anthony
ago.
to find this thing, and I was like, wait a second.
Oh, someone's gonna clip that now.
Oh, hold up. I can't find it now. You remember where
Stop objectifying me.
where the
mine.
Snyder Netflix updates had posted that there's also a bunch of them on Amazon, and then like that link's gone too.
Oh wow.
That particular like tweet that they put out there. Let me see if it's
Yeah, dude, they probably meant to do it on next Tuesday when the trailer
Mhm.
comes out, but it's just
Yeah.
funny how it feels like no matter what companies that goes to, it always is getting fucking
Yeah.
messed
Yeah.
up.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say there he always leaks
Yeah.
around his movies.
Let's see. This shit. Nothing's loading. Yeah, it says Rocky Mountain. You put in moon and it says Earth to the moon. It's got like this is the shit that shows up for it. It's just like nothing. Holy shit. So yeah, man. Hopefully they'll be back on there next week. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Apparently
I'll make sure there.
also people like hold up. Let me get this one up here. Okay, here we go. This is some shit, some news when it comes to Rebel Moon. That because a lot of the people who got to go to, you remember the artists that got to go to the set and all of that shit. They were like, they didn't think they'd be able to share anything until like November or whenever, because the movie comes out in December and shit. But like this one right here, this tweet right here says Netflix is probably going to announce part 2 soon. Embargo on set visits lifts after the trailer releases. So I guess after the trailer pops on fucking Tuesday, then people who went to the set can just be like, yo, look what I did when I was there or whatever. Like all of those artists that got to go. Said press got to see 3 scenes lately and talk to Zach. That's worded really weird right there. Netflix is working on a theatrical run similar to Army of the Dead. I would like to see it. I'd like to see a longer theatrical run, but I don't give a fuck. I'm
I
gonna be
think
there.
I remember when Army of the Dead came out in theaters, they extended the weekend because it was only going to be there for what, like 2 weekends, but then they extended
Mhm.
it for like
Yeah,
4, which was
'cause I went
cool
to
as fuck.
I think I went to see it on, like, a Tuesday.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
Like
made more money than that Angelina Jolie movie that came out in the same weekend.
Which one
Isn't
was
that
that?
crazy?
which
It
one?
was the
On it.
one, is
On
her most recent one other than Eternals. It was,
it.
see,
I
I
did
didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
I'll look it
remember.
up.
Woof.
We don't know.
Barf.
Vomit.
Fart. All right.
Shit.
Back in black.
So yeah, and this picture, hold up, man. This picture he fucking posted
Those who
is
wish me dead. That's what it's called.
Oh,
oh, that's right. There wasn't that was that like a straight was that a
No, it
Netflix?
came out in theaters and
Oh,
then it
that's
went to
right.
HBO Max.
Okay, that's right. That's right. That's
damn.
I'm sorry, it went to Max.
right. And y'all, this picture that Zach posted is fucking. How do you post? Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find the actual fucking the one from his tweet. But
Mhm.
the tweet, the picture he posted, the screen looked crisper than like him and the people who were like editing the trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, here we go.
I think Merc posted it if you can't find it right away. My BFF Merc.
Shout out Merc.
What up, Merc? So, oh
What a gangster, dude. Look at that fucking pose. He's like,
yeah,
yeah, this movie's awesome.
but like the screen right there looks crisp. Like the images
Yeah,
in
it
the screen
does.
look crisper than they do. So that's a good fucking sign. Yeah.
I think
It's really
someone.
it's funny to see the difference between you remember when before the Snyder Cut trailer came out, they were editing he posted that they were putting the finishing touches on the trailer or something.
Mhm.
And it was like I don't want to say it was like a tiny setup or whatever, but it was much smaller than this.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
This is how I know that Netflix is just like, dude,
yeah,
you
yeah,
need this, you got it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Here's this because they dude, and plus it's
He's not editing it at home or something,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Which I know they had to do some of that for COVID. So
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, and this, I mean, dude, I can't fucking wait, man. I can't. I'm when it comes to like what do you guys think, man? What are we
I do
seeing
want to
on
say
Tuesday?
about that scene, I
Mhm,
I like how he's showing that one because I remember when
mhm.
that tiny teaser for it was like what's on Netflix,
Mhm.
they put out like what's coming soon.
Oh,
They posted
at
that.
uh
Saddam.
To
Yeah.
Doom. Yeah, yeah.
And they showed this exact clip and people were like, this looks like shit. The VFX look like shit. And Zach's like, oh, okay, well, here you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't
And
think
so
that looked like shit. That
no, I
shit looked
didn't either.
dope.
No, no. Yeah, I
But
think someone posted a side by side of like
yeah.
that,
Mhm.
and like even like tiny, you know, like features on the mountain or whatever. Like they've been
It
like,
looks like it's like in HDR now,
yeah,
like
yeah.
compared to like maybe it was like 720 before. Now it's like HDR and they added some things.
Mhm.
Well, this might sound kind of dumb, but like the original, like when was in motion,
Mhm.
I didn't notice that like those were like cornfields, or at least that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was just like like almost like a weird desert planet kind of landscape. And then I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, this is like farmland. I'm like, that's really cool.
Well, they were saying like they were saying how they planted so much fucking corn for this
Yeah,
movie.
yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like I'm pretty sure Debbie said that like they became like they became like farmers
yeah,
because they were like researching like corn and stuff
yeah.
and
They
how
took
to
it.
like plant it.
They took after Nolan on
Yeah,
Interstellar.
which is pretty cool. I did want to bring this up. He said I canceled my Netflix membership a few months ago. I never ever used it, and Netflix's quality control is awful. They don't care compared to Apple TV or
Mhm.
Max. Yeah, okay. I gotta say, I just signed back up for Netflix like last week,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and because I was just so like Netflix for after a while was pretty like it sucked, dude. And like the shit that I was like, you have to pay $20 for fucking 4K
Yeah. It is.
when
It's
like
expensive. Yeah.
$20 and half the shit on Netflix isn't even like
In
in
4K.
4K.
Yeah.
So, I gotta say that I agree with you. And if it wasn't for Rebel Moon coming out in a few months, I probably wouldn't have gotten Netflix again. Uh, I like Max. When it was HBO Max, I still like Max now, but like
Mhm.
when it was HBO Max, that was like my favorite streaming service. Like, because you can get like an entire film education just in the shit that was on HBO Max. Like
Mhm.
there was like crazy, not like just random trash like that's on fucking Netflix and even Hulu too. Like they just have just like Shark Week and stuff, and it's like okay, like, that's cool and fine to watch, but I like Max the most, and I don't have Apple TV, but yeah. I think Rebel Moon's gonna be great. I mean, it's Zach. They gave him like free reign, pretty big
Mhm.
budget for both of them, so
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be dope. And as much as I dislike Netflix, you know, I'm glad that I'm glad that they let him do
Yeah.
what he's doing with it.
Yeah. No, I've had it, but it,
But lower your fucking prices, dude.
dude, it is. It's like
19.99 for fucking 4K
4K.
is
Yep, it
insane.
is.
And
She's
with
like,
the password sharing and shit now, it's like, come on.
yeah, yeah. It's like $7.99 extra and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it's. There's. I think Hulu we use is not ours, but everything else I think is pretty much.
Someone else just said they were going to crack down on password sharing too. Was it Max?
I wouldn't be
Or
surprised. The motherfuckers is probably broke. They
yeah,
probably
yeah.
they probably tried to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
The
Yeah.
wouldn't be
rollout
surprised.
of Max was so stupid. They just created a whole new app instead of just updating HBO Max.
You had to
Mhm.
So
remake
now, yeah.
everything.
So you
Yeah.
got to re-sign back into everything, download a
Mhm.
new app, and it's like at that point, what the fuck is the point? Like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
Just update it. Just
cancel my
update it.
shit.
Just update it. But
Yeah, just update the shit. What's wrong with you? All they did was change the fucking color in the name. What the fuck?
it made it mad hard to get back in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what are you talking about? Disney?
No, I'm do we.
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Disney
Oh,
Plus.
Disney was
Okay,
trying
never mind.
to add password shit, so like you have
Mhm.
to share
Bob
your
Iger fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude, shut the fuck up.
He's
That
like,
dude
yeah,
is
we gotta cut down because I need another yacht.
yeah, fucking dude does not. I guarantee that dude does nothing. I bet he does nothing all day.
Yeah.
Bet he sits in his fucking office and looks at titties on his fucking computer. Bet he
Well,
does
that's
nothing.
that's
You
kind of
blame him?
cool. That's
Huh?
kind of cool.
You know what I'm talking about. He does nothing worth those checks.
He looks at titties, but not good ones.
Yeah. No. I mean, if you want to pay somebody for looking at titties, bro, hey.
Hit me up.
Sign me up. Where do I apply?
Yeah.
I'm a pro.
Yeah.
I got my PhD in titty watching.
Got my PhD double D in titty watching.
Oh. Password sharing will end for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Holy shit.
Well, who gives a shit about Hulu?
ESPN Plus though is hooked in with
Hulu's
like
all right.
Disney Plus. They're all hooked in together. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Anyway, this shit looks dope. This shit is incredible.
Thanks.
I didn't wake up saying, huh?
Thank you.
Trying to figure out how to like position my arm so that it's like on Meg's.
I'll do something else I want to bring up here.
Here you go.
Oh my god.
You have to screenshot that.
Let me tell you that. Couple
Yeah,
things.
He was going to.
What's this thing going? Okay, here we go. I should be acting stupid, man. Couple things I did want to bring up that I did talk about this week, but I know you guys would like to okay, that was that one, and here we go. Which I think this has changed a slight bit considering it's a new weekend or whatever. But y'all, highest rated episodes of Game of Thrones, man. What y'all think? Y'all think this is hold on, let me click on like this. So we can actually see the whole fucking picture. All right, here we go. Y'all think this is
that really threw me off. That Battle of the Bastards is like it's that
dude.
low.
What I said, they should have put it in order from top to bottom instead
Yeah,
of
what the fuck?
Because I saw
I
Battle
was
of the
looking at
Bastards.
this, I was like 9.7, okay, 9.9, okay. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think
So
I
it's
think
just,
it's
it's in order of seasons.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I get that.
But man, I probably would give
But
all of
isn't
these
there
a
only
nine.
8 seasons?
Well, no. Yes, but like multiple episodes per.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were doing one from each season. 'Cause
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
no.
wait a second.
Yeah. But I think I would
There's
probably
2
give
unreleased seasons.
I would probably give all of these a
Nice.
9.9 because I like every single one of these episodes a great deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I feel like the one that I don't remember the most out of this was the Blackwater one, only because
It's
I don't
it's
really,
season
yeah,
one. It's in
Yeah.
season one. Or no,
but
wait a minute.
everything else, I'm like, I remember
No, season two,
exactly where
season
I
two.
was, what I was doing during the
Yep.
every single one of these episodes.
Mhm.
Because they all have these I mean, the from Blackwater you can get where Tyrion gets hit, he gets cut across the face with the.
Yeah,
That's probably
sure, yeah.
the
I think it's the weakest one out of these ones.
yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest.
Because yes, you're right. Hodor, bro. Let me tell you something. Never forget that. You know what I'm saying? Like all of
Yeah.
these hard home when he looks back and fucking, and of course they made that gif of the Night King where he's like, ooh, it's like shaking his head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But like when I saw that, and then you saw everybody start standing up, like all the dead people, I was like,
That really ramped up like the severity of like you're like, okay, Jon Snow knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know, like
yeah,
these people, these things are scary as fuck.
yeah. Yeah, and of course, Winds of Winter. Come on, bro.
Mhm.
Cersei fucking clapped on
That I think that might be like my favorite. It's hard to pick what your favorite episode is, really.
Well,
you know?
because a lot of these, though, especially with like the Winds of Winter, the fireness of that episode was at the very fucking beginning. Like it
Yeah.
starts
Yeah,
off with that
yeah.
ding, 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 you know, like the
Yeah.
music or whatever, and then like they have this thing going on, and it's like, what's the place called that they blow up?
The Sept.
Except, yeah. So like they're in there, and it's like you see this whole, and then to cap it all off, fucking what's his name just walks right out of the window after he sees his wife get blown up at the
Mhm.
spot and shit. And she,
Yeah.
Yeah, the King's Landing.
And then you see in House of the Dragon that guy beaten off in the same spot.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. The same exact fucking spot. He's jerking off outside the window.
A lot of future heirs just splatted right
Yeah,
on the ground.
Yeah, for real. But I think Winds of Winter might be my favorite one because you know, as much as Cersei is an evil bitch, I root for her no matter what, man. Like when she had her walk of shame, I was like, oh, I cannot wait for her to get her lick back.
Get her
I
get back.
cannot
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
fucking did.
Mhm.
And it's so iconic. She's sitting, she's standing watching over this entire thing happening. And she's like has her glass of wine in hand, and then you just see the slight breeze go through her
Yeah.
hair
Mhm.
from the sept blowing up.
Mhm.
And I think it really displays how clever she is, and
Yeah.
how even Marjorie was like, you know, she was never gonna be here. Like, you don't understand. We have to get out. And he's
Yeah.
like, and if
Mhm.
we die, what's he's like, whatever.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
it must go on. But Spoils of War is also fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where it's the Dothraki? They finally show up, and it's when Drogon like sets fire to all the Lannister shit.
Oh yeah.
That
That's
oof.
when you hear them and they say, I can't remember the exact words that Jamie says to damn it, I can't remember his name. His homie that he had with
Bronn.
yeah, Bronn.
Mm.
And then they hear the scream of the dragon, they both look up and it's like, oh shit. I think bro, Battle of the Bastards for me, because not only that particular scene, but the way Battle of the Bastards starts, they're in fucking Slaver's Bay, and
Yeah.
and Daenerys has just gotten back, and the fucking slave owners are just like, yo, we got like they're gonna take over and shit, and that's the one where like they say kill this one dude, and dude he cuts the throats and leaves the one guy alive, and he's like, I want you to go tell everybody what you saw here today. Tell them that fucking Daenerys Stormborn fucking did their and that shit. You're like, yo, this must be the end of the episode. Nope, there goes 45 more minutes
Yeah.
of fire as Jon Snow takes back Winterfell from this fucking dickhead and shit, man. Like, yo, these all, yeah, you right. These all have like, what's your favorite, Joey? Man, you got a favorite?
Yeah, I'd probably do Battle of the Bastards as well. Like, it's
Mhm.
just so, like,
Packed full.
well, and like the time they put into the
Yeah.
battle, it's
Mhm.
just like, you feel the fatigue, you feel the, every hit, like John having his moment where he's like, I guess it's just me. I guess this is how I go out, like
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
I love that part. And, and then it ends with, him and, Ramsay getting,
I love how he doesn't kill Ramsay. He lets Sansa deal with it
Mhm.
yeah,
because I mean, if anybody knows how cruel he is, it's
Yep.
Sansa.
right.
And as much as like Jon Snow is like the good guy and the hero, it's like it really without Sansa, they all would have been fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're done. That's the end of the series right there.
Yeah. And
Series finale, Battle of Bastards. If fucking she doesn't show up with damn the veil
the
and
Knights of
shit.
the Vale, yeah.
Mhm.
And everyone wants to just discredit Sansa. She's just an annoying woman and whatever, and blah, spoiled girl. But I think it's cool, and it showed how like she didn't want to give like an inkling to it because she didn't want John to know, so they didn't have to be indebted to like Littlefinger and stuff. And
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
does show like
What
a
up, Ryan?
slight,
You good
it's
on me?
like
Mhm.
distrust, sorry, uh between Sansa that she still has for John in some way.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And wh- when John is like getting suffocated, basically, you
Yeah.
feel that, man. You
Mhm.
fucking
They
feel
did
that.
such a good job of that. The camera work in that, and it's like the extras and like the overhead filming of that shit, like when the camera's like going straight
Yeah.
down. Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, it's and look, like we said, all of these, the Mountain of the Viper. I mean, I'm sure I
So
speak for every person when you're
Yeah.
like, dude, shut up and kill him. Just
Yeah.
fucking kill him.
Yep.
Shut up. And he had to keep talking, and we all know what happened when it came to that shit.
but it's also like he did at the end of the day, he did like
Fuck him up. He beat
he
the mountain.
did,
Mhm.
and he definitely got
Vested.
vengeance for his sister's death.
Yeah.
And almost in a more cruel way than he probably intended, because then the mountain becomes like a fucking zombie freak,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and is like a prisoner in his own
Damn, Ryan.
body. Dude, he did not know how to duck and weave, man.
No, he didn't. He just ran straight line, bro. Got
Um,
you know what makes it even worse about that? Like as John goes, he dodges those first wave of arrows. They show Recon on the ground, like 2-3 arrows hit him in the dome
I
piece.
know. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The laws of God, man. The only thing I remember from this episode, I mean, I remember a lot, but the Tyrion's speech when he said, "Oh, I didn't kill Joffrey, but I wish I would have."
Yeah.
I wish, dude, it was so. I was like, "Yep, it's the best." Give him another fucking Emmy because he's got that for
Yeah.
this shit. Because like you know what I'm saying, like he killed that scene.
Yeah.
And I saw
Yeah.
somebody posted it recently on like social media, and I watched it. And I was like, God damn, it's so fire, dude.
Yeah, like I'm not a huge fan of Tyrion, but that
Mhm.
episode, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give him his kudos because
Yeah,
that was great,
Mhm.
and especially like you just see the amount of fucking just weight that was lifted off of him by being
Yeah.
able to say
Mhm.
whatever the fuck he wanted.
Dude,
to
they
say.
had him dead to rights in cuffs, and he's like, "I would
Yeah.
kill every one of you if I could."
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like,
like he's
And-
acting the way that they've always seen him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
always
Given-
they've always thought of him as doing. So he's like, I'll just fucking give it.
I'll
to you
give you the
straight. Yeah.
monster. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
anymore.
and the look on
You think I
Jamie's
did it anyways?
the look on Jamie's face when
It
he
just
said when
sunk. Yeah.
he was like, God damn, dude, why? Shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up, man. And I was like, damn, bro.
Makes
And
me
I-
want to watch the fucking show.
For real. And the Lion and the Rose, I mean, all you need to see is this right here to know the most
Yeah.
memorable scene in that fucking episode. Reigns of Castamere, bro. Let me tell you something. The greatest show of all time, folks.
Yeah, I mean that's the episode that everybody talks about when they're like, when someone's asking you, "Oh, should I get into Game of Thrones?" You'd be like, "Yeah," and let me know what you think of the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like people are like, "Oh, okay," and then
I've
they
got-
watch it and they're like, "Fuck."
There's someone at work right now who's like watching through it, and I like keep checking in with her because she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on season 3, episode whatever." I'm like, and then I look at someone else who's already watched it. And I'm like, she's 2 episodes away, or like, then she gets past Reigns of Castamere, and she's like, I knew something bad was going to happen at a wedding. I wish it would have happened at Joffrey's. And then I go, just keep watching. Like.
Yeah,
it has made me want to rewatch it too.
When I knew that this show was like bigger than you could even imagine, was the Monday after the Reigns of Castamere on ESPN.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers went from football to fucking. Did y'all see Game of Thrones? I was like, oh, this show it's up here now. It's reached that fucking pinnacle. Like literally in between talking about basketball and shit, they were talking about fucking the Red Wedding and shit. And I was like,
I don't think I watched it for like another 2 years, but like I saw it trending. I saw Red Wedding. I was like, what the hell? People had already made videos of reactions to the scene, like within hours. Like I was just like, that's fucking insane.
What season is Red Wedding in? Is it 2
3?
Or 3? Yeah,
it's 3. Yeah.
After that, because I binged all the way up to like the end of that season, and then I started watching Game of Thrones live, like as they came out on Sundays, because I was like, "Fuck,
Jon
the
Snow,
show is too good."
I think the show is still going. I think
it's still going, but they can't really talk about it.
They can't really do much.
Yeah,
I do hope that my girl Arya makes an appearance, and Sansa, and even Bran. I really hope that they. Because the Starks are like the heart of Game of Thrones, so it's like, come on.
This could be and I'm not trying to compare it to this, but like, Mandalorian gave a chance for like a lot of characters to come back, so I think this could be kind of the same way.
Yeah,
like like
just to see where they are at the.
It doesn't even have to be like a promise of like, oh, Arya showed up for this episode, she's going to get her own spinoff. It's just like we're just going to see where they are, see what's going on.
Yeah,
see where they are.
Well, Arya's the one that probably her spinoff would have been the coolest. She could have been a fucking pirate.
Yeah, because she was going to the unexplored. But
which it's funny because when it comes to the actors from this show, and they're all like incredible
actors.
Yeah, and they're incredible too. Like if you follow them on social media and things of that nature, like I think she might have been approached first, man, and she might have said nah.
Well, I did notice that she dyed her hair back brown.
Yo, I did see a picture of her. It was on her Instagram story. Was it on her story?
Yeah, like around the time they were talking about the that they had like officially announced the Jon Snow stuff.
Are they about to be like, I didn't notice she died, and I was like, what?
She doesn't exist anymore. But no, she dyed her hair back brown because it was blonde.
Let's see.
Same with not Maisie Williams. Sorry, Sophie Turner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dyed her hair red again.
Maybe. Damn.
And she posted a picture when she was sitting on the throne.
Where?
She posted it. It was on her Instagram story a while ago.
Oh.
I posted it on Twitter, but X, sorry. But she was sitting on the throne of the North. So unless she just has that in her house, which she might, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, if I were on that show, I would do that.
Yeah, I'd be like, I want my fucking throne.
Yeah.
Put it in my house.
Bro, even if I wasn't on that show, I'd be like,
the one thing that I hope for season 2 of House of the Dragon is obviously it's going to be fucking batshit crazy insane. Like,
there's 8 episodes instead of 10.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is blood and cheese, bro. And once you see the show, you'll know. Unless you've read the book.
Nah.
Yeah, that shit is fucking insane.
What?
That shit is fucking insane, and it might top a lot of fucked up things that have ever happened in.
God damn it! Now I'm
Game
gonna
of
rewatch
Thrones.
this. Now I want to rewatch all the shows.
I know, me too. But it definitely is one of the most fucked up things that I can.
Oh,
Yeah, and Ryan's right. Damon is fucking insane.
Yeah, about to be unhinged. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
even
So
more
season
so than.
2. Yeah.
Mm.
Season 2 is gonna be pretty nuts.
Damn, I thought I still had it. There was a tweet where I had something on here where it was talking about the fact that they went from 10 episodes to 8 for season 2, like, and that every episode is going to be packed from fucking start to finish of just so.
Yeah, but this was before Deadpool 3 even went into like anything.
I feel like she'd rather go back to Game of Thrones than be Jean Grey.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree,
good as
William. I
Jean,
think Dance
No,
of
I
Dragons-
love her as Jean, but like
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix got like just a bunch of shit,
Totally
and I was
shit.
like, that it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, you guys.
It was better. It was better than Apocalypse, which still I thought Apocalypse was okay.
Yeah.
Like but yeah, Dark Phoenix, I was like, that was pretty good,
Yeah.
But
I agree with William here that Dance of the Dragons is a pretty I wouldn't say it's a short story, but it's not like, it's pretty quick from what I remember. And
yes.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, Ryan? Because it's warranted. It's definitely warranted. So
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
I know what it's about.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll do, dude, because the Targaryen stuff is just cool. It's like it's like mythical, and also just how Viserys is like, Targaryens are closer to gods than they are to men, and that's what people want to see. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
No,
nice.
Good job.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. It was just talking about they were giving reasons why they decided to go with the 8 episodes for Jackie Earl Haley always coming in. Rorschach always coming in with some cool shit.
Nice.
The snizzle. Describe Ben Affleck's Batman in one word. There you go. From Rorschach himself. Cool ass fucking dude.
Thanks.
Looks like he just fucking what? She said thanks. The fuck, man? I can't get that to drop down. All right, my bad. Real quick, I did want to bring this up. Y'all thoughts? This has probably changed a little bit since considering that this weekend is almost over. But so far this year, this is the highest grossing. Yeah. What?
Super Mario, bro.
Holy shit.
Sorry. I'm tired.
That's it. It was Super Mario Brothers was probably just as wildfire as Barbie. Like when it hit, like that shit just kept rolling. And Barbie's still on a roll. So I like to see it might surpass that maybe once.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because Barbie made $1 billion faster than Super Mario Bros.
Oh no, way faster. Like 3 weeks, like 2.5 weeks or some shit. It made it.
Look at what's at number 4.
Your boy.
Let's go.
Pretty woke.
Wow.
Of course, across the Spider-Verse, you got Oppenheimer in there. Good to see Little Mermaid.
Pretty nuts how like almost all of these are sequels or a continuation of a universe.
Oh yeah.
Other than Elemental and Barbie and Super Mario Bros. Oh, and Little Mermaid. Is a remake, but Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Oppenheimer's original, just fucking out there. Just
I made it, so I know.
Huh? Say what now? You just need.
I'm kind of a little bit surprised that Elemental is on there, but
yeah. Well, I feel like Elemental came out and nobody expected it to be good, and then a bunch of people like just started going and seeing it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this movie's actually pretty good."
I don't even know if it's people doing.
Nah, bruh.
Not even a little bit.
What the hell?
Dude, it still blows my mind how people thought the Flash was gonna fucking
just gonna be that shit, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
You could tell by the trailers the Flash was bad. I don't understand.
Oh, I like that picture.
W, nice.
That's me and Cillian Murphy.
Huh?
Oh, it's Killian, so you don't even know how to
It's a C, so
yeah, but it's how they pronounce it. Where he's from.
I love this
Killian.
picture. This is fun.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Somebody put it somewhere else and they just put like They put like a cap, like they were just what they were discussing at this point in time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, hey man, what damn it, I just lost his name. Park. The Asian actor, he played like Kim Jong-un and fucking
Randall?
Randall Park. Dude, spot on. That shit he said. What about I don't have it.
he said they're getting the wrong message about Barbie.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
They don't need to make sequels
More
to
toy
Barbie. They
movies.
need to make more female like centered movies.
Movies made in about women.
Yeah.
That's what they basically exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so and that's and he's right though, because what they've been known to do, you see movies fucking like
William, you're not gonna watch Blue Beetle in theaters, but you watch The Flash in theaters.
what? Oh,
That makes no sense.
yeah, no. You got to go see it, bro.
Blue Beetle is really good, but I wouldn't say it's better than Barbie. I liked it more than Mario for sure, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Blue Beetle and Barbie both made me fucking cry, so that's cool.
Yeah. Blue Barbie.
Huh?
That's the next one. That's his crossover.
Mhm.
So
Or Beetle.
Barbie. Ooh, nice. That's cool.
Barbedo, yeah.
I made it up. That was my joke.
No, I did that.
Well, no,
Ryan, you definitely need to see Oppenheimer, dude.
yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah, for real, dude. It's
life changing.
Yeah. And it's fucking scary and everything that people
There's boobs in it.
What? You have no use for Blue Beetle on any medium paper film? Bruh. You like comic book characters?
How can you say that when you own a comic book store?
Dude, I want to wipe my ass with the Flash. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Blue Beetle's fire.
For D-listers, give me some A-list characters, I guess.
They
the
did.
A-list character we got in July was shit.
We got a bunch of A-list characters in July, and anyways.
Yeah, why?
He said, "Well, you made everything."
Why July into me?
Dude, it was funny because someone asked me what I rated The Flash on Letterboxd, and I went and looked, and I gave it a 2.5, and I was like, "That's too much." So I gave it a 2. So I changed it to a 2.
Yeah.
Make sure we got everything. Yeah.
To quote Tom Cruise, "I don't ever want to see it again." That's a real quote. That's a real quote, as opposed to the quotes that were going around about him seeing the Flash.
Well, oh yeah, that's Is it still on there? I can't remember.
WB Partner.
I remember this.
Listen, I hate my life so deeply.
She's great. Let's go. Landon was good, homie. Landon, he showered. Yeah, I can't. What? Bro, what? Wait, hold up.
Whoa.
Rogan normally sees that's a shitty weight, dude.
Well,
why
is it really late? Good. Is it late September or early? Because I mean, a couple weeks. If it were like September 1st, that's only a couple weeks. But if it's like September, 20th,
30th,
yeah,
I might as well wait for it to hit max. Bro.
That's weird. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I did not know that. Droga, everything else this year is released pretty much on time for you, right? Damn, that's a fucking.
It's interesting.
That's mad disrespect, bro. That's like WB not pushing their stuff. Like, yo,
it's a
conspiracy. It's like WB wasting all their money on marketing for the Flash and not giving anything to Blue Beetle. Pretty messed up.
William, I know September is in 2 weeks. I'm saying the end of September could be an entire month.
Yeah.
It'll be an entire month until you can't see it.
Yeah, because if the release date for Blue Beetle in Australia is going to be like September 27th, what the fuck? Like, that's literally.
It's like how was it Endgame was like supposed to come out in like May, but then they push it back a couple weeks till they come out in April. So like it comes out in April. I'm like, it comes out at the end of April, so it's pretty much May.
Yeah,
like
well, yeah, and the date of the way they moved it to Endgame was so weird. It was like they didn't want stuff to get spoiled. I was like, unless you're going to release it at one specific point in time, that's the same, like not the same, but like the point in time is the same for the entire world. Spoilers are getting out there, bro.
yeah.
You're not going to get it. No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, I said that a while ago. There's a guy I work with who said like in the past 2 weeks he only saw like 2 Blue Beetle TV spots, period. And he was excited to see it because he wanted to take his nephew and he was a fan of the.
I mean, realistically, they wasted it all on the Flash because you look at Shazam 2. There's
no marketing for that.
And now we're here, and now we're also here with Aquaman, to where we haven't even seen the trailer. So
30 seconds in a Super Bowl spot. It's about $9 million. So
dude, here's oh my god.
And that trailer was longer than 30 seconds, the one they showed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you remember when before the Flash came out, everyone and their fucking brother was getting invited to screenings. Like anybody with a medium to large size platform on social media was getting invited to a Flash screening where they're encouraged to post like a TikTok style video saying like, oh, this is a can't miss movie. This movie's the best DC movie ever, blah 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 blah. And it's like, they had to do like the hashtag WB partner or whatever. That's like the only time I've ever seen that for a movie. Like to the point where like random influencers with like 500 followers were getting these exclusive screenings to the Flash where it was like you got a invite in your email, you show up and they give you like a screening, you post this like super quick all positive review and it's like I've never like I don't understand that.
Yeah, besides that part for me, and I spoke about it before, I've never seen this many like random celebrities talk about the Flash. The one that's the most random, literally, he said it in his tweet. I don't even watch superhero movies. Stephen King, I don't even watch superhero movies, but the Flash was goddamn incredible.
Yeah.
What? Like that shit was so like odd, like the way that hit. And you know what? As far as what that movie made box office wise, that could have been a little off-putting because if people pay attention to that stuff, they're like, there's no way that this many celebrities think this movie is this fire. I don't know if I want to see it. That could be off-putting for some people as well, man.
But it was so wild to me. Every time I opened up Instagram, there was random cosplay TikToker number 20 has a review for the Flash. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just wild to me that like they spent all this money for all of these screenings of the Flash movie, but when it comes to promoting like any other, like same with fucking Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
No trailer. But again, if you guys joined late, I was talking earlier. There's only one more DC film coming out this year, live action. That's Aquaman 2. The last DC film before that to come and hit theaters was Blue Beetle. Not one fucking trailer. Not even a hint at a trailer for Aquaman 2 before Blue Beetle. Why not? That's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's all subjective, but we all three of us saw the movie and all three of us formed our opinion that
also flip that logic around. The bandwagon mentality. All I heard leading up to the movie was the best fucking movie of all time. So like I don't think it's the worst thing ever made. I don't think it's the best thing ever made, but people were saying that for fucking weeks. Like what are you talking about?
I definitely
I'm sorry.
People were saying that. They were.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but people were acting like, it's a joke, but like it's the best comic book movie since The Dark Knight. Everybody was saying it was the best comic book movie ever. Like people were saying it was life-changing. I'm sorry, dude. It was shit. I saw it once and I'm like, I could never see that again. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Like, so it's like we all saw the movie and we all formed our own opinions. And I mean, us three kind of have like taste, anyways. But
Yeah.
yeah,
but
I don't know if I don't think that the Flash is the worst thing ever made. I think it's one of the worst DC movies ever made.
Yeah.
And
Performed worse
that's
than Green
someone that
Lantern.
like I deeply care about all of these characters. So
yeah, like
And that's why we're so frustrated,
Mhm.
because we love them and we
Yep.
want to see them be more successful. Like,
Yeah.
just like we've been talking about all night, we loved the Blue Beetle movie. We wish that
Yeah.
it was gonna, we didn't go into it thinking it would make $1 billion, but it's like we wish that it would be successful.
Mhm.
And people aren't going to see it. People aren't, like, it's that meme of DC fans,
DC fans online, real DC fans in theaters.
Yeah, and it's like it's empty. So
And it's so frustrating because all three of us fucking love DC, And so it's like we all three of us always give it a chance. No matter what executive is insulting the fan base one day. And
matter of fact, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there who ain't even gonna go watch the shit, period, because they just want to see Warner Brothers burn in the flames. Yeah.
And I don't want that at all. I want these movies to be good. And the Blue Beetle was good. Shazam 2 was
okay. Nerdy mastermind. So what happens when, just say, the iPhone 15 is a piece of shit? Are you gonna say no? I think it's great. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's fine to not think that the newest thing is cool. Like, it's fine not to be like head over heels for whatever insert new comic book movies coming out. It's fine, and it's also fine to say it's the best thing ever. But you can't attack one set of people saying like, "Oh yeah, it's not good." Like, it's just wild to me.
If again, I'll go back to the iPhone comparison. Say your phone works for you really well, and then 30,000 people have the same problem with their phone. What are you going to say? That it's bandwagon, or is it just pretty much everybody got unlucky and got the bug or whatever it is?
I agree with you, William, on this. DC has given their fans no reason to show to theaters. Blue Beetle and other films have paid the price, which is so true.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
You have like the DCEU is like 3 different fucking Frankenstein monsters put together of universes. And at the end of the day, the general audience goes to see like Marvel movies because they're easy to follow. And as much as I might not like some of them, it's like people go watch it. Haha, they're funny. They're easy to consume. All right, I know what's gonna happen in the next one. With DC movies, it's like, oh, cool. I really liked this thing. Probably never gonna see it again.
Because
they're gonna change it, and I'm gonna see a different Batman as Batman the next time I watch a DC movie.
Right.
And so it's frustrating for sure. And like I said, I'll go see a movie because I'm a DC fan for sure. But I don't know, it just gets a little frustrating when you go and watch these movies and you're like, oh, I didn't really like this. And you go online and people are like, oh, you didn't like this movie because you're biased and you just fucking blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
nah, bro, I wasn't digging it while I was
wasn't
watching
hitting for me, man.
Yeah, it didn't hit for me, bro.
And there's plenty of those. And that's, like, I guess that is where this whole subjective thing falls in, because it's just like, yes, there could be a good movie that you don't like, like objective, like Shape of Water. I don't talk about the movie a lot. I hated that shit. But like, it won an Oscar. It got through to some people in some fashion. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna insult and call them morons just because they liked the movie. So like, flip that around. Just because the 3 of us didn't like it, and can objectively see that it was pretty shitty. Like, you can't just say we're on a bandwagon or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is, man. Like, if you like the movie, cool, awesome. But I don't know what else to tell you. It is what it is.
Yeah. Put it out there plainly.
Yeah, Ryan, it was.
But someone was George Clooney. Yeah. For no reason. For no reason.
Unfortunately, yes.
That
Yeah.
happened at the end of that movie. You'll never see George Clooney in another DC film again. Why the fuck? Those are the reasons why we sit here and say that movie didn't hit for us.
Especially when
that kind of
that didn't even spark me like, oh, cool, George Clooney. I remember he played Batman. I was like, what the fuck is he doing here? Makes zero sense. He's never committed.
That fully just in that
James Gunn
own thing is it's like real DC fans ever since 97 or whenever Batman and Robin came out. What do they say when they talk about George Clooney's Batman?
The worst Batman.
Worst Batman movie. They make fun of it. It's all jokes. And then now all of a sudden he's a cameo at the end, and where it's like he wasn't that bad. It's like, whoa, wait, why did we flip around
2 months ago?
Why did we?
What about the bandwagon hate for Ezra Miller as the Flash in any other movie other than the Flash? Like people hated the casting of Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, when he was cast, people are like, "Oh, he's supposed to have blonde hair.
Why's he got long hair? Why's he got a beard?
He's nothing like the Flash." And that followed him for followed them for ever. I'm sorry. Followed them for forever. So when this new Flash movie comes out, people are all like, "Oh, he's such a great Flash. He's this, he's that." And it's like, where was this support for them 3 movies ago?
Mm-hmm.
But
could it be the director? I mean, I don't really know.
Haters, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wear the hater crown. I did not like the Flash. So
yeah, no.
But I have valid reasons for not liking the Flash, other than just,
It's up there with Ragnarok and Love and Thunder for me, to where I'm just like, I could again go the rest of my life.
I think I enjoyed the Flash more than I was just talking to my boyfriend about this, that I think Thor: Love and Thunder might be outside of Ezra is really good, and we need to talk about Kevin.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Outside of 2017 Justice League, I think Thor: Love and Thunder might be the worst comic book movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun.
Every other one, I can at least find a few things that I enjoy, but
even Ragnarok, I'm like, okay, this has a couple moments, but Love and Thunder, I'm like, even quality wise, I'm like, this looks like a TV movie.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed the Flash more than I enjoyed Thor: Love and Thunder.
I can.
Oh yeah,
I can.
And so it's got that going for it. Yeah, Wonder Woman 84 fucking sucked.
Yeah,
and I don't ever want to watch that or the Flash or. Basically, I would probably rewatch any DCEU movie other than Wonder Woman 84, The Flash, and Justice League. I would watch. I mean, I enjoy most of the other ones, so
I'd put the Suicide Squad in there too. The 2020.
Yeah, I mean, at least that movie is it's like a well shot movie.
It looks good, but
visually entertained. And Anthony, keep birds of prey out of your mouth, bro.
Yeah,
Where's Electra? Yeah, because at least Electra was it's campy now. Back in the day, Electra fucking sucked, but now going back to it, I could watch it with a different set of eyes.
It's kind of like
not trying to take it seriously.
Yeah,
and I'll probably feel that way about the Flash eventually. But.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I actually just talked with a friend about this last night because he watched.
That's so fucking. That's so fucking funny and harsh. Oh my god!
People want Grant Gustin,
the guy who couldn't draw people to watch on free TV.
Damn. But no, my friend had just rewatched.
Yes, nerdy. I said what I said.
Has just rewatched Doom, the one with The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think I rewatched it a couple years ago, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of aged better than obviously how it, when it premiered, because it is campy and it's ridiculous, but it's also you can't say it didn't have love for the game, because it has that scene where going down the hallway and the star power, they weren't the stars that they are now. You look at that, you're like, holy shit!
Oh, Carl Urban
and The Rock, that's insane. But it's just some movies have that quality, and some don't. Some are just
Yeah, bro. Instead of Grant Gustin having a cameo in The Flash, they CGI'd Christopher Reeve, Helen Slater, even though
and George Reeves, who notoriously hated the role.
Yeah. and also what's his name? Gosh, I don't know
Adam
why I'm
West.
blanking. Yeah, Adam West, and they forgot to put bat ears on his cowl.
Yeah, so you just look like
Um,
man.
Yeah, and also they had George Clooney. Let's see. Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, who
Actually, okay, I know everyone. I thought the Nicolas Cage thing was cool. I
it
wish
was
it was
fine.
actually him.
Yes, that's the
Mhm.
problem with it is that it was fine, but it was still just like
Yeah.
that's obviously
I
CGI.
guess that's
Mhm.
one good thing I can say about the Flash is it was really cool to see Nicolas Cage as Superman finally.
And
With
are they
the
going to do
actual
any? Are
suit.
they going to do
Yeah.
anything with it? No.
Bet your ass they won't. But that was cool. And oh yeah, Jay Garrick. Well, it's not even yeah, Jay Garrick, and he was just like an AI.
It was
Like he
AI.
was
Yeah,
just yeah.
it wasn't even the dude from like the Flash TV show.
Couldn't even
Yeah.
use John Wesley Ship, bro. Couldn't
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
use it.
Which like
that
that
guy
is
would have
it's so
gladly done it.
it's so multi-layered because like
It's
people thought that it was the dude who was like falsely portraying Jay Garrick in the Flash
Yeah.
show. But he played Zoom. So like, that's that. And then it's like, oh, actually, no, he was like, no, I was at home. Wasn't in this movie at all.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
AI. And it's like, that's insanity.
hmm
And
Yeah. Why? They're actors.
Chase Williams.
He was JI.
Yeah, but also people were going to see the movie just for cameos. So
Yeah.
uh
Oh,
so but that's the thing. If people are only going to see your movie because of the cameos, you're not making a good movie.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Yeah. And
like I said, go ahead.
I was just gonna say people like could use the argument of like No Way Home, and it's like no, but that was like a culmination of like 20 years of 3 Spider-Man movies,
It was
and
deserved
it was
fan
deserved.
service.
It was deserved, and
Yes,
like
yeah.
it served the purpose of like like they were already tapping into the multiverse thing in general,
Yeah.
whereas
Mhm.
this just felt like oh my god, we gotta like fast track multiverse, like get everybody
Yeah.
that we
Mhm.
can, like I don't care, get Clooney, and then it's like, oh wait, we got Clooney, all right, fuck it, put him in the movie anyways, like like
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
this was.
Keaton was. I don't. Did one of you say that Keaton was a cameo?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah, no.
But-
He played a actual role in the movie, which is fine, but
I think they were
Yeah.
replying to Ryan, but like Ryan wasn't saying he was a cameo, they were just saying that, or he was just saying that we could have gotten Jeffrey Dean Morgan and we got
Yeah. As that in that role, which
the
would
box office draw, Michael Keaton.
who didn't draw much from that fucking shit, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no.
I agree with you, Nerdy, that fans they definitely need to keep their expectations in check because, like, people, especially with comic book movies, people expect to go in and and I feel like that's why Blue Beetle is so refreshing, is because there's no
Yep.
expectation
Mm-mm.
for
Yeah.
fucking
But also on the
Christopher
other hand,
Reeve Superman to show up, or
also on the other hand, I don't blame the movie for that either. I'm not sitting here saying the cameos should have been better. I'm saying the story should have been better. I blame the movie for that.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's you have to understand what we're saying here is like we're not mad about the cameos.
Mhm.
We are mad that like Flash was almost sidelined in his own movie for a bunch of cameos that meant nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That they won't be
Especially
back.
when you think about it, how they bring back these characters for a cameo that, I mean, I guess they serve the story in the sense that like it shows that if the Flash keeps doing this, all these universes are going to get messed up.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It didn't really. I don't know. I just really don't know how to describe it other than I just didn't like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's just
And,
leave it at that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, it sucks when, like, going back to the No Way Home thing and how that's definitely fan service that is warranted and asked for. Who asked for Christopher Reeve to be a meat
Nobody.
puppet in a movie?
Yeah. Nobody.
When they could have just used old footage and it would have
Yeah,
been
that would have been
more
that's a
tasteful.
totally
And
different thing,
two,
and that would have been fine.
yeah, and two, I feel like it would have gone over way better
Mhm.
with fans, and do I think that those cameos are the worst thing in the world? No. As a DC fan, it is kind of cool to see like characters that you looked up to and grown with,
Mhm.
like in one movie altogether. But you can achieve that, I think, with archival footage and like with Nicolas Cage. I'm pretty sure he did like the body work for it, but then they just fucking
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like
Same
CGI'd
with
over it.
was that same with Helen Slater?
I
Was
don't
it?
think so.
Oh, she just
No,
yeah.
they just straight put her on there. Yeah.
So it's like it's this weird thing that I feel like studios gonna have to deal with now, where it's like I f- cameos need to serve the purpose of the story in more than just them showing up,
Yeah.
you know.
hmm
And I don't know. I really hope that they like learn that just because you put X amount of Batman and X amount of Superman and cameo here, that's not what makes the movie.
hmm
hmm
And unfortunately, people aren't seeing Blue Beetle, so they're not gonna know that
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
great of a story it is. And that's the really upsetting part, I think, when
hmm
you have people like riding so hard for the Flash when it's obvious that Blue Beetle is a much better story
Yeah.
hmm
than the Flash movie.
Yeah.
When the Flash
And
movie could have been a great story if it was more similar to Blue Beetle in the way that it focuses on family, it focuses on Barry trying to figure out his powers
yeah.
after, the Justice League stuff and
And you can't really blame Blue. Wow, this is a tongue twister. You can't blame Blue Beetle because like you can't blame it for losing any sort of revenue or money because it originally again wasn't going to go to theaters. It was just going to be
Yeah.
on streaming. So like the fact that it's getting any money right now is insane. Like,
yeah. And I agree, Nerdy. I think it will take off, especially when it gets put on Max and people are like, "Oh, let me check this out." And it's
Yeah.
the word of mouth. I feel like is going to be really good. But I don't know. Yeah, I agree, William. I think that
yeah.
having these random movies, like even with Shazam, I feel like Shazam is kind of he's not A list. I wouldn't say he's C list. He's
He's B. He's
definitely
definitely
yeah,
B.
he's B to
hmm
me at least.
Yeah.
And when you can't have like when your sequel doesn't make as much as the first movie, when the first movie was super small budget, super contained story,
Yeah.
hmm
when it can't make as much, it's just like something's you're not doing something right.
Yep.
And it just sucks. Yeah, we're gonna get a Wonder Twins. I remember that. And dude, that
Oh
movie
my
would have made
god.
$100.
Who was it? It was the dude. It was the dude from Riverdale and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember who the
Been
other one was.
I just got what you said. It would made $100
Yeah, it would have.
from real DC fans.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing. It's like all of these people were talking about how great the Flash is, but they didn't go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
can't tell you one person outside of my boyfriend and I that saw the Flash. Like out of people that I've talked to in real life,
hmm Bro, Fandango couldn't
couldn't give
give the
away
tickets
tickets.
away. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
That's
holy
that.
shit.
Yeah. And
But I
yeah,
mean, it's the same thing with like, it's not just like DC right now. It's like Indiana Jones didn't make that much money, which sucks. Mission
Yeah.
Impossible didn't make that much money.
Yeah, that's weird.
and part of their problem was, it's been mentioned before, fucking too many blockbusters in this small period of time this summer.
Yeah.
These movies were really releasing like a week after each other. Like, how the fuck do you think you're gonna in an already struggling box office? Like, how do you think if you release your big blockbuster the week after this blockbuster,
Mhm.
unless it's Barbie or Oppenheimer, because those are two unique. It's not like like Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible are both like sequels from other stuff, right? So like these two unique movies, but you can't just put them like that. You can't do
Yeah.
that shit. I've never seen a summer this jam packed with fucking blockbuster movies or blockbuster in theory, as far as the way that they're marketed, as far as like coming along in this close of proximity to each other.
Mhm.
And then I'm expecting to just we're gonna make a lot
Like
of money.
pop off.
Yeah,
And also, I think it's pretty interesting that I think the DC brand is so tarnished, obviously, right now.
mhm,
And especially, well, I shouldn't say the DC brand, but like movies,
mhm.
the DC brand of movies is super tarnished right now. And I don't think people really realize how, like, it's gonna take a lot for like general audience to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go check. Even when you look at Indiana Jones, it was like people are like, oh well, I'm not seeing it because the last one was bad, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I think that when the general audience gets burned too much or too hard, they just check out, and it's
Yeah.
gonna suck. It's gonna be really hard for James Gunn, I think, to find people that want to work on a DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's probably gonna pull a lot from lesser known. Like I know that he met with the guys that directed Talk to Me, and they turned him down for now, because they're doing Street Fighter and stuff. But they turned him down, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna take some convincing to get people. Like, I mean, Andy Muschietti and him are like the only people right now
Yeah.
that are signed on, and I know that there's a strike, so anything that happened in the works can't be talked about. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna be.
It's gonna be tough for everybody. I mean, even when
Yeah.
you consider even stuff that's off-brand details, like fucking, you know how much it costs to take 4 people to the movies and eat in that bitch?
Oh yeah.
Bro, let me tell you something. You know how much gas costs now to drive? Say, for instance, you want to see something in IMAX, but it's 40 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
That's
James
out.
Mangold.
Dude, it's like everything surrounding these movies too is not helping at all when it comes to the prices of things. Period.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you don't have a subscription pass to go to the movies, like I was looking at a matinee ticket for Blue Beetle today, and it was still $14.99 for IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for one person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like with the promise that the studios give you of fucking, well, in about a month and a half, it's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
These
Right.
motherfuckers are gonna be like, well, not gonna make time to see that one,
Right.
or that one. Now that one, fucking bar, I'm gonna make time. You know what I'm saying? Because those they fall in a certain category where you know what I mean. It's not the norm for the movies.
Because like at least HBO Max dropped that idea of, they only did that for 1 year of like same day.
Yeah, that was
release.
a what's his name idea, Toby
Yeah.
Emmerich.
But like at least they dropped that. Whereas like Disney Plus, it's like in a couple weeks, this will be here, and it's like, and everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna wait a couple weeks then, and we're good.
It's like what William was saying about Blue Beetle. It's like, why go out and spend money on a movie that I know is just going to be out? In 3 weeks.
Yeah, which I think is going to take longer than that. But that's case in point. Perfect case in point is the Flash trash at the box office. When it hit digital a couple weeks ago, it had a surge. People were paying the $20 or however much, whatever. People paid that because their entire family of 9 or whatever can watch the Flash for $20. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And you're in there, you got your big screen TV and you can watch it at home or whatever. So
pause it whenever you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, William, $125 average family outing to the fucking movies, bro. You gonna spend that 7 times between June, July, and August? No. Who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because that's,
for example, me, my mom, and my nephew went and saw Barbie on Sunday. And my mom, it was like $38 for 3 tickets. And then I bought the candy and the drinks. It was like $45 for 3 drinks and 2 things of candy.
Yeah.
It's like, what the? That's like almost $100.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like,
and then the one of the theaters I go to, they still don't do free refills on large.
Oh my god!
And I was like, what? The dude was like, well, if you drop it, and I was like, oh, okay, but I'm,
I dropped it 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. Where did all the popcorn go? In my mouth.
Yeah. Well, and like I think that was like when I went to see Ninja Turtles, so it was like 11 at night, anyways. So he was like, "Well, if you drop it," and I was like, "I dropped it." Like, what do you want me to do?
Movie's over, you go, and you want more fucking popcorn.
Oh
yeah, I dropped it 2 minutes into the movie.
I'll tell you right now, Ryan Rivera, hit the Dollar Tree before.
Oh yeah, dude, I snuck candy in today for sure.
Where?
The movie. Oh, my purse.
Oh.
Between the yeeks. No.
Between my cheeks.
Between my cheeks.
Oh man. No, but that's. I mean, and
Kind of a
the cycle.
long-winded
I don't know
thing
if the
to say.
cycle's ever
Things
gonna
need to be
end.
cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know if the cycle will ever fucking because it's what they've done now. And look, I got it. COVID was bad, and it was hard for them to try to sort of entertain the world without actually entertaining the world with movie theaters and shit because we couldn't go. So they moved to the streaming services, and now this is what we're stuck with. Because unless I'm telling you, Barbie and Oppenheimer are fucking super anomalies. Like them things are still out there. Just you know what I mean? And people went back and back, and you know, dude. People went back and saw Oppenheimer. You're like, yo, this is a 3-hour fucking very, very serious movie. Like you went and saw that shit, and people are seeing it, but not with everything else. And plus, with that being said, like I guarantee you, Barbie and Oppenheimer won't hit a streaming service for like 2 more months, at least. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think Barbie has a digital release date, but is it when? Oh man, when was it? I thought was it? It might have been the end of September is when I saw a digital, like a release date for you have to pay like $19.99 to watch it at the house or whatever.
William, the theater is going to be fine. They are billion-dollar corporations, and the workers make minimum wage.
Something you heard the theater. Hey man,
they're going to be okay.
I mean, I still buy drinks when I go there, and that's fucking
popcorn and drinks.
I don't sneak popcorn in or anything. A box of candy is not going to make them go under.
I sneak in some Skittles. I buy a slushie, 2 slushies.
Bro, let me tell you something.
My boyfriend,
popcorn. If a box of Skittles costs me $1.25 up the street, and I walk in the door and it costs me $6.25, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine.
I just paid you $18.50 for this motherfucking movie ticket, and I paid you fucking all this money for this popcorn and these drinks. If I sneak in some Skittles, bro, chill.
You think what's gonna hurt the theater versus what's gonna hurt like your bank account or like like whatever? It's like people deserve to get to go out and do stuff. And
sometimes I buy French fries.
Okay, chill, Droga. He said he brought a pizza in there. Where'd you bring it in there?
You brought a pizza in?
He lying. There's no way, man. He's about to say something about he fucking the cycle won't end until the first round of Gods and Monsters on stream.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really don't. If Superman Legacy comes out and it's not good, if it's not a hit, like monetary wise and general audience wise, I don't know. Whatever they have in production, I feel like they're just going to be like, all right, we'll finish this stuff. But
I think he up to shystiness anyway. I said that last time we had a show. He's up to no good. He ain't seen James Gunn. Matter of fact,
he went to the fucking red carpet for Blue Beetle.
Yeah. They said nothing about, I support my actors and shit being on strike or any of the writers that are in this thing. Also, which is funny to me, let's talk about this whole real quick, man, because I know we run it a little bit. Bro, Gal came out and said, I'm meeting with these cats to make Wonder Woman 3. We're Gunn at debunking that. He seems to debunk everything. James Gunn just farted. No, I didn't. Like I
would never fart.
He's swift to debunk that shit. Where's he at on this Wonder Woman stuff? He ain't said not a fucking thing.
He's swift to debunk.
What's the one that just came out?
I think
yesterday?
Syl
Abdul came out and said some shit, and he quick to debunk that. What's up with the Wonder Woman stuff, bro? You gonna say something? Say something about that. He said that's why
he's like, women scare me. I don't know.
We like Gal as Wonder Woman and all, but if you're gonna reboot, you know?
All of it.
And
don't coast off of past success from like the Snyderverse or whatever you want to call it. Just
Meg, you were saying something recently about Gunn. He needs to communicate shit better when he comes out.
It's there's just such a weird when you think about it, there's just the only communication we get is from him, right? So
and it's always back at somebody's tweet.
And it's like there's no cohesive message right now where it's like, because then you have people that are like, well, obviously it's just retooling. It's not a complete reboot. It's this. Then what's the point?
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's easy to understand. Like this with Blue Beetle, they're like, he's the first DCU character, but it's not the first DCU movie. So
Mhm.
are they gonna are they gonna make a new Blue Beetle movie when the DCU happens?
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of his fucking fire family from the first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
are they just gonna redo the movie? I don't understand what and people are
It's
like,
easy to understand, but I have to explain it in a roundabout way.
yeah. So I just feel like James Gunn needs to maybe work on uh me saying this right. He needs to work on maybe like the communication because why is it always the like I guess we'll use Henry Cavill even though that one's a little bit more complicated
Mhm.
where he gets the okay to announce that he's Superman, literally goes on like a mini press tour saying he's Superman and then what was it 60 days later he announces that he's no longer Superman
Mhm.
and James Gunn's statement about it is like seems way more positive has a more positive spin on it when you read uh Henry's statement. And then
Yep.
example when Black Adam came out how you know he had a meeting with The Rock and it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm still Black Adam, but there's just no story for Black Adam right now in the DCU. So down the road,
hmm
Mhm.
it could possibly be a thing." And that's exactly how Gal's statement on this read to me. And
hmm
I never thought that she was I don't think she's coming back, in any
Yeah.
capacity probably. But it just seems like when stuff like this gets put out, it's like, why is it always the actors apparently that don't understand?
Yeah.
And
hmm
they're the ones that are the like, I don't know, the miscommunication is coming from them and not from
Mhm.
Yeah.
no one's really blaming him.
And
I mean,
yet
I guess
again,
we
people
kind of are, but
still wonder why they're on strike. It's because, not only because of pay, but also because like you're literally making us out to be look like the stupid ones when,
hmm
we're
yeah.
told one thing and then, you say another. It's like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like they had a meeting obviously like earlier in the year probably the same time they had meetings with everybody and they're obviously not going to completely close the door on Gal Gadot, the first
Yeah.
live action Wonder Woman
Yeah.
in
hmm
movies. So of course they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, we'll have a spot for you."
Mhm.
A spot, bruh.
Yeah, because and then they're saying that like, you'll see actors from the old DCEU and the new DC stuff and it's like there's more than just these 5 actors, dude. Come on.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it makes no sense, man. It just doesn't. I don't.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just
But yeah, you seriously him responding to some things and not others.
at first it was a little bit refreshing when um
He would come out and
when
debunk shit. Yeah.
yeah. That
Mhm.
hmm
it was kind of cool to see that. But now it's just like, all right, dude, like we get it. You don't have to respond to everything.
Mhm.
hmm
And I know he doesn't respond to absolutely everything, but I don't know. It just
He
seems
responds
like
to enough.
he
Yeah.
responds to certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when
Yeah,
some
they
people
shouldn't
I've
have
seen.
announced the DCEU without they shouldn't have
Mm-mm,
announced the DC movies without
mm-mm.
without actually ending the prior chapter that they had. You still had what, 4 fucking movies to come out? The 3?
Mhm.
hmm
No,
There
4,
was
yeah, 4 movies.
there's besides just because obviously that the stuff didn't sort of go over our heads or confuse us as fans because
Yeah.
we fucking sort of lived this shit. All right, we're in this, but like the regular people, yeah, of course, they're like, wait, what? In the midst of me for 10 plus years watching these Marvel movies all fucking sort of interweave and connect and lead to something, you want me to watch comic book movies that don't?
Yeah.
Now for us, that's fine, but because Blue Beetle is pretty much standalone, like a motherfucker. Like that's
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see that as standalone Blue Beetle. Like and
Mhm.
it's incredible and inspiring. I can't wait to see it. But like the general people, they're like, but it has to lead because the universe I watched for 10 plus years, it all led to somewhere. So this doesn't lead to anywhere. And a matter of fact, you're just putting out movies that are just out here. Like, what are we doing? And so, like, yeah, they're not gonna grasp that sort of thing and show up. I think we've answered our question. We started to begin to show like I wish people go see Blue Beetle. We've kind of sort of answered why they're not going to see that shit this weekend, just because of all of these reasons we just laid out. Probably like, and this last conversation is because it's like, yeah, man, they fucking screwed the pooch and literally announcing, I'm gonna make a new thing of movies when you still got fucking movies and the old shit coming out, bro. Still got Aquaman.
It's very confusing that he came out with that random video saying, "Here's our slate,"
and it wasn't even a complete slate. This is just half of it.
This is just the beginning. And it's like
a terrible PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, and it's like, but then you still expect people to go see these other movies. I just really don't get it.
You're right, William. They should have used them to tie up loose ends and give a credible that's at least that would have been the smart thing to do when it came to like fucking, you know what I'm saying, closing that shit out. Jim Lee should have weekly show every Wednesday putting out the legit news. I'd like to see Jim Lee do that.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because, you know, there are gems and there's gems within the DC movies, like the universe. There's some great movies, but I just feel like it's such, like, you look back on it and you're just like, how the fuck did we get here? You know, like, how is it 10 years into storytelling that we're really no further than we were like 3 years in?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah, I do think people are definitely aware of a reboot, because when I went and saw The Batman, people were confused. They're like, "Oh, so is Ben Affleck's not Batman? Like, is Robert Pattinson's the new he's taking over as Batman?" And it's like,
I get asked all the time, how many Batman are we gonna have, man?
Yeah.
I'm like,
and I've had people ask, like, is it a part of a new universe? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
And they're like,
and they know, like, when things just don't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially like we just mentioned, when you're asking somebody to throw 125 out their pockets, they sure enough is gonna ask some question about, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of money, dude. Like on a weekly basis. Imagine if you take your family to the movies every single weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole family, not just you going and shit like that. That's up there, man. Yeah, the average fan doesn't know if they ain't seen the Superman in 5 years for sure. Like seriously,
they
hadn't got a Superman
most
movie.
recognizable superhero of all time.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, how come he hadn't gotten a movie, dude? I get asked that shit. When's the next Superman? Like he gonna get his own movie? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be looking like what's his name from The Office and shit. Like, the camera zooms in on me and
just a shrug.
Yeah. I don't know how we're gonna get that was first coming on. Yeah, I don't know, bro. That'd be insane. So y'all got anything else, man?
We've covered it.
Oh yeah, we've hit it. We've hit it.
My voice.
Yeah. Seriously, David corn syrup. Okay, relax.
You know what, Droga? That one's good.
Yeah. Yeah, true, Ryan. True. Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. You know how James Gunn came out and said, like, "Oh, I never meant like Superman isn't
younger."
Yeah.
He's
just in his early days. What the fuck, dude? What do you think that means?
See, that's that what you were talking about, William. A show with Jim Lee. I don't want James Gunn be lying, bro.
Yeah,
like he does. He says stuff to respond to people's tweets and shit, and then like. It takes some time, but time will pass, and he'll come out and say just what he said the other day. I didn't mean a younger Superman. What?
Yeah.
Wait. Then why are we recasting him in the first fucking place?
Yeah, just put it up with all his lies. I talked to Henry. Ben's gonna be back. I'm friends with Zach. Like all those lies that he does, and it's just.
How do you have a Superman in the early days and it not be a young Superman?
Yeah.
And I get it. Henry Cavill, he's 40. He looks about 40.
Yeah.
So there's no way that he could play like a mid-20 something Superman.
No.
And that's fine. That is fine.
But then you say,
if you would have just said that Henry isn't like he isn't what you're looking for in your Superman.
Yeah, then we can
It'd
move
be
on.
fine. You didn't have to be like, oh, I want a young. He's gonna be young.
Yeah,
Because that
because now,
already is gonna give people like, oh, it's gonna be.
it's like,
Dude.
okay, he's in his early days, but he's not young. Was he Benjamin Button? Like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what the fuck are we doing? He's in his early days. It's it's a reboot. Like you're gonna see his origin story again. No, he's gonna be. What the fuck are we? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here then? Like, it's
I gotta find Daniel RPK replied to James Gunn's tweet, and it was perfect. What he said in a response to James Gunn. Hold on, it might take me a minute to find it.
no, you good.
'cause I think
Blue
he
Beetle
tweeted
Shazam had never been
something.
made without a plan for Superman and Batman. Yeah, I think I want to say, well, those I think both of them got like announced and they started production when like there was still a semi plan in fucking place.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Fuck, I can't remember. I remember when Blue Beetle got announced, and then it was at that point in time. That's when fucking Warner Brothers was throwing out those old puff pieces. Yo, next Christmas, check out Jason Momoa as Frosty the motherfucking Snowman. That they were dropping shit. So when they announced Blue Beetle or fucking Batgirl and stuff, you were like, okay. And then once you started seeing that shit was in production, set photos, things of that nature, then you say, okay, they're really making those movies. Like that's. But when it came to Blue Beetle, that shit originally was supposed to just be back. So I mean, I can remember thinking myself probably like at that point in time with their fucking track, like I don't know if that's going to be good or not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's going to be on Max at least, so I can just at least watch it on HBO without having to fucking. And of course, it evolved from that, and I'm glad I was able to watch that shit on the fucking big screen because that shit was dope.
Okay, I found it.
Okay. I'll pull it up.
So it's basically just a thread of It first starts out with a picture of Batman and Damian Brave and it's Brave and the Bold artwork. And someone tagged James Gunn and said, how old will your actor be for Batman? Early 30s. James Gunn said, I haven't cast it yet. And even though we know that James Gunn said that Superman's going to be older. So, and then he eventually replied because someone said, yeah, but Gunn's words were that Batman is a couple years older than Superman, might not exactly be 30, but in between it, not more than that. And James Gunn replied and said, yeah, but people are speculating ages for both. This is back in February, mind you. All I ever said was Superman was younger than in his 40s, and Batman might be a couple years older than Superman. And Daniel RPK said, which I never thought of this. He said, I'm disappointed that we probably won't get a proper Super Sons because you said Superman is in his early days and Batman already has Damian. So it's unlikely Superman already has a son who's at least 10, which is true because Damian and John are like, they grow up together. They're like the same age. So what number of Robin is Damian? Isn't he
the fourth?
3?
Well, fourth after Stephanie Brown, I think. So, because it's Dick, Jason. Oh no, he's fourth after Tim.
Yeah. So, how fucking old is Batman gonna be?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have,
especially
you're gonna
if
have a Ben Affleck age Batman with, late. I just said lazy because that's what I was reading. William with a young early days Superman. I don't know. It just doesn't really make sense.
You gonna try to squeeze a 29-year-old Nightwing up in that bitch? Like you gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a character gonna be up in any kind of iteration of it?
You're gonna get a dick up in there?
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's only time will tell. I do I do think Gunn's painting himself in some corners with some of the responses he's given to some of these tweets and things of that nature.
Yeah, dude, it's okay to just say you're not sure.
Yeah, it's like we're not sure.
If you want to reply to fans and give them that interaction, be like, "Hey, man, I'm still working on it."
Yeah, still working. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have that figured out yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking.
Instead of just like
But of
constantly
course,
tripping over your own feet.
the people gonna come back. Well, you ain't got to figure it out yet. The movie's supposed to come out in fucking 2025, James. Goddamn. You got
Yeah,
like,
it is kind of like a double-edged sword for him sometimes, but I
Yeah.
definitely feel like he would benefit by just maybe not. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, we know he's the fourth.
We get it.
No, he said Joker said clip that when you said, what, is there some dick up in there?
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. It's long, show.
Mhm.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm really
Thanks for
tired. I'm
hanging
sorry.
out.
I'm falling asleep.
Sounded kind of British.
Thanks.
Thanks
for hanging out.
All right. Anyway, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. What?
Whoa.
Nah. Oh, I'm trying to find the fucking. Here we go. Yeah, we appreciate y'all. See y'all soon. Are we coming back next Friday? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after. We'll let y'all know. We'll talk about it after. Let y'all know. But anyway, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.